안녕하세요. 아나운서 강민지입니다. 16강 이후 점점 가속이 붙고 있는 인텔 오버워치 에이펙스 시즌1. 매서운 겨울바람마저 무색해 할 만큼 그 열기가 어마어마한데요. 벌써 오늘로 8강도 마무리입니다. 지난주 아프리카 프릭스 블루 그리고 BK 스타즈가 치열한 접전 끝에 나란히 승리를 가져가며 박빙의 4강을 예고했는데요. 오늘도 역시 만만치 않습니다. 전 세계 강호로 불리는 팀들이 대거 포진해 있어 그 어느 때보다 치열한 경기가 예상되는데요. 4개의 팀, 하지만 티켓은 단 2장입니다. 과연 영광의 주인공은 누가 될지 인텔 오버워치 에이펙스 시즌1 8강 토너먼트 그 세 번째 경기 지금 시작합니다.
Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 Quarterfinals. Today's matchup, Rogue, EnVyUs.
All right, guys, welcome to the OGN Esports Stadium here in beautiful Seoul, South Korea for the Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 quarterfinals. It's going to be a great day of matches, 2 of them to be precise, and we're starting things off with Rogue versus EnVyUs. It's the first time we've seen these guys play each other since the Atlantic Showdown. Should be a pretty great match, huh?
I am very excited for this. Obviously, there is a little bit of a caveat. Mickey going to be coming in for Envy after the departure of Tailspin, although I suppose, you know, since Taimu's on the team, we could expect a Thai player to come. I mean, Thai.
I know you meant to say Thai there, of course.
Thai player.
Slip of the tongue. It happens sometimes, you know? Yeah. I can see how that happens, yeah.
No, but jokes aside, Mickey was amazing. His Zarya tracking was incredible at the Overwatch World Cup. Should be exciting to see him. We know he's also a Diva player from his time in Los Angeles.
He played a lot of Diva at the World Cup, actually.
So should be very interesting, and also that will, of course, shuffle around some of the roles. Ostensibly, right now, Envy does not have a Genji or a Pharah player, given that that was sort of Tailspin's role on the team, and they will be moving. Harry Hook is going to be Carry Hook now from the DPS role.
I guess so. I mean, it's good to see, though. I'm actually excited. It's not good to see Tailspin leave the team. That's unfortunate for these guys, but it is good to see Harry Hook moving into a DPS role. We know this guy has great aim. I've been excited about seeing him take more of an active DPS role. You know, we were talking to their coach backstage, and we say the guy's been wasted on Lucio for so long. He's such a good offensive player that this could make a big difference, but no doubt, I mean, they're coming into this match with a bit of a disadvantage. Rogue certainly is holding all the cards here, and it's kind of, you know, on paper anyway, their series to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we take a look at Rogue, you look at Tavik, who is maybe the most versatile DPS player in the world. I think you could make a strong argument. He's shown up huge on so many different heroes, and it really has given a lot of room for AKM to be more of a McCree Reaper specialist, and basically for Tvik to play absolutely everything else. Hanzo, Bastion, Pharah, Mei, Genji, whatever, right?
Probably plenty of Pharah today. I mean,
Yes.
we've seen him do work on that hero before. We'll see if it comes into play today. Of course, here's how our tournament is working out. Africa Freaks Blue and the BK Stars advancing from their quarterfinal matches last Friday. They will play in the semis later this week. And now today, Rogue versus EnVyUs and Lunatic High taking on Kongdu Uncia. And I wouldn't maybe put a check mark next to Lunatic High just yet. We're hearing really crazy things coming out of the scrim results here in Korea, so that one actually could be pretty close.
Yeah, you can never put too much faith in scrim results, but a lot of the teams here are saying that Kongdu Uncia is very scary right now. And Lunatic High may be struggling a little bit more than other teams in terms of adapting to the current meta, even though they do have a wonderful D.Va player in Miro. So we'll see what actually happens when the match goes down, but Kongdu Uncia has been a team on the rise for a while, so it should be fun to watch, especially Dance, their DPS player. Might become really a breakout star over the course of these playoffs.
Well, Birdring's Genji has been really good too. So, I mean, if you look at just the DPSs on those two teams, right now, Kongdu Uncia maybe has the DPS that line up a little bit better in the meta. Obviously, Eska always going to be able to make a big difference on the McCree. He can move over to the Soldier 76 right now too, but they don't have that projectile DPS. It's kind of a similar issue to what EnVyUs has right now. You don't have the big Pharah player, you don't have the big Genji player, so we'll see how these guys adapt.
Yeah, and also that has been kind of a problem for Lunatic High over the long term, has been not the deepest hero pools,
Right.
but Roadhog is very good on this patch. Taejun is a good Roadhog player, so if you can play the Roadhog a little bit of Genji, they may have enough tools to get through. But
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Taejun used to play a lot of Genji too, so maybe we'll see him kind of move back to that hero as well.
yeah, he has been playing it after a long Genji hiatus. He was playing it more towards the later stages of Apex, so that is encouraging at the very least. But Rogue Envy, exciting to see. We'll see Internet Hope be playing support today. That's
I
another
guess
move
so.
that is going to be happening on this team most likely as they sort of shuffle everything up. Really only Coco and Chips going to be staying in their typical Reinhardt Ana roles.
Right. Taimu is very excited to tell us that he is now a flex player. He's flex.
He's
flex.
flexing.
It's not just the muscles, man. It's the hero. It's the hero pools too. You can flex in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I'm very curious what creative strategies Envy is going to bring to the table today.
Yeah.
And, if Rogue is going to be doing anything weird, they have been inventive in the past. Of course, with the Bastion play, always fun to watch on some of those control point maps. So it'll be curious to see how Rogue reacts.
Well, it was a great match last time. It was a 3-2 victory for Rogue, so EnVyUs, coming into this one, wanting a bit of a revenge in the rivalry, I suppose you could say. But we got a good best of 5 last time. Hopefully we'll get a good best of 5 this time as well. And we should mention, too, that Sombra is still disabled today.
Rogue.
And we'll get into that a little bit more today. Let's take a look at Rogue.
Wins. Reinforce.
또 5대4 상황이 되고 그렇죠. 원래 겐지하면 아르한 선수였었거든요, 초창기에.
네. 하지만 이 AKM.
압도적이죠.
트빅이 마무리 AKM도 하나 거들죠.
이거 보세요. 와, 정말 잘 쏘네요.
짱 못하네요.
지금까지 공 2개 뺐고요. 와, 근데
자, 중력장판과 함께 이렇게 되면
AKM.
끝까지 연계 쪽으로는 전차 이거 무섭습니다.
자, 아프리카 팩스 블루. 하려면 차라리 진이 먼저 나와야 돼요.
각이 나와요.
나와요. 각이 나왔어요. 오, 이게 클라리스 선수인데 이때가 지금 김우수가.
네, 트빅에게 주고 시간차로 이런 식으로 더 들어가서
그렇죠.
Tvik. Nox. Uncode. Rogue.
All right, well, there they are on your screen right now, Rogue, and there is Reinforce. I don't know who they got to do those player names, but it's Tvik. It's not Tvik.
Yeah, it's Tvik. Definitely
whatever.
Tvik.
It's definitely Tvik. Yep, that's right. He needs a skin that's like definitely not Tvik. Kind of looks like him, but it's not. I don't know. Don't want to go with that. Anyway, these guys, of course, a lot of people would say are the tournament favorites, and they've certainly played like it. They're 3-0 in matches. They're 9-0 in game score right now, so they're coming into this about as hot as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly I would say, heavy favorites going into this match against EnVy, given the trials and tribulations of the EnVy roster. Rogue, actually the only Western team to have the same roster that they applied to come here with. Of course, Reunited did end up fielding the same roster for all those matches, but not the same roster that was actually invited to this tournament.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a revolving door for most of the Western teams as far as rosters go here, but Rogue has stayed strong. And now we move to the other side of the arena. Let's get to know EnVyUs a little bit better.
EnVyUs.
노려보는 것도 나쁘진 않은 선택이에요.
발색에 그냥
그렇죠. 이런 식으로
끝까지
홈보라의 중력자탄까지 들어왔기 때문에
바로 이렇게 역전 이터널 덜크.
대박이네요. 녹아요.
Internet Hulk. Coco.
오면 올수록 그리고 있으면 본인들은 이런 식으로 해봤죠. 그러다 보면 이런 식의 빈곤감이 생깁니다. 타이무 하나 더.
Taimu. Chips Hajen. Harry Hook. EnVyUs.
All right, well, it's Chips High-End actually, and you want to say it Harry Hook, not Harry Hook. It sounds doesn't quite sound as bad when you say it that other way. So there's EnVyUs, and of course their villain player Mickey, of course, from Thailand's own Weed Time.
That's right. Coming over here.
Perhaps the greatest name in the history of teams of esports, but taking a break from Weed Time, the team guys, and he's coming to fill in here on EnVyUs. And yeah, he was a good tank in the Overwatch World Cup at BlizzCon a few weeks ago. And definitely a fun player to watch. And with D.Va back in the meta in a big way here, he could really make a big impact.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to see a lot of D.Va from Mickey coming into tonight. And of course, all those roles, got to take those roles that they listed with a grain of salt, because it will be, I think, mostly support play from Internet Hulk tonight, but they probably have a diverse array of strategies as
We're
typical.
all flex players now.
That's right, effectively. And of course, anytime Soldier's in the meta, Harry Hook enters the conversation as a DPS. And we know, of course, if you pay attention to his solo queuing, he will have a lot of the Kree play there as well. Certainly a talented hit scan player.
Oh yeah.
And Taimu probably going to be going with a Road Dog, and it actually will be EnVyUs.
Oh, cool. All right. So going to EnVyUs, a map we didn't see a lot of this season due to some bugs that have since been worked out. And speaking of bugs that have been worked out, Sombra's bug has been solved, her issue with the interaction with Lucio is all. But just to keep things consistent, she'll still be banned for this quarterfinal. She will be available for the semis on Wednesday, though.
That's right. Should be exciting if we see some more Sombra play. The only time we saw it was Lunatic High trying to pull it out and then losing 3 1v1s in a row to Anana. That was pretty funny.
Not something Eska really wants to think about, but we'll bring it up again, I'm sure. So here we go, Rogue versus EnVyUs here in the quarterfinals of Overwatch Apex Season 1. Let's see who gets that early momentum and takes a win in Map 1. Time to get in the game. All right, welcome to EnVyUs, where these priceless artifacts are in serious jeopardy thanks to our quote-unquote heroes. Thanks a lot, guys. Way to make it tough for archaeologists.
Yeah, that's fighting in an ancient Grecian temple probably isn't the best for the artifacts. Actually, Greece already found that out, considering that
true.
The Parthenon was partly destroyed by shelling in a war between Greece and the Ottoman Empire.
Whoops.
That's right. Historical facts.
There you go. Facts. Slamming them in their faces with facts.
Yeah, it was actually used to hold ammunition and then was shot by cannons and exploded.
That's
so
a really bad
probably
idea.
don't want to store your ammunition in the Parthenon. Just
Where
saying.
should we store ammunition? How about the priceless ancient temple? Oh, okay. Well, Harry Hook and Tvik both playing the Soldier 76. Not a big surprise. We expected to see a lot of that today as we're on board with Harry Hook, of course, moving into that DPS role. See what he gets first. Reinforce does go down. Good start for Rogue off the bat, or EnVyUs rather.
Yeah, that's
Couple kills anyway coming in.
That was a really aggressive play. Jump in straight on the Winston. So that's going to lead to some early kills, but nice response here. Tvik picking up 2. Taimu and Internet Hulk falling on the backside. So actually Rogue is going to be the first one to pick up that point.
Yeah, Rogue on the point at the moment anyway. Tvik with a nice long distance right click onto Harry Hook. That's a good start. In terms of soldier versus soldier, Tvik you'd think would probably have a bit of an edge.
Yeah, Taimu going to pick up Reinforce after he takes down the Yana. They are going to fall back right now, regroup out of this one. Unko scoping right now, checking for some shots, but EnVy all behind covers as they start to regroup here. Nano Boost is up for chips. Unko getting close.
Yeah, and they really want Unko to get there because right now EnVyUs has that really dangerous Nano Boost Tactical Visor combo, which is super strong. Harry Hook using his Tac Visor. There's the Nano Boost now, looking for a first kill. Gets one out of Reinforce. Doesn't get anything else, so he got a couple, I suppose. Meanwhile, Tvik, though, the one really making that work on his soldier. Soldier to soldier.
Yeah, that was some good.
Love it.
That was some good just interference run by Reinforce. You could see Mickey on the Diva was trying to get in the face of Tvik, but not going to be quite enough. Tvik knocks down multiple members. Taimu actually going to flip over to the McCree now.
Okay, well, he's been playing a lot of Roadhog lately, but I think they do need him to get into a little bit more of a carry role if he can. Meanwhile, AKM on this Tracer really making it tough for EnVyUs to just get back to the point right now. Rogue up to 70%. Wow, towards winning this one.
Yeah, Reinforce is really doing a great job of splitting up the members of EnVyUs right now and blocking line of sight with that shield. He's been impressive on his engages thus far, and it's allowing AKM to have a lot of free time trying to deal with the DPS in the back, and AKM just going crazy on this Tracer.
Well,
all kinds of out of sorts on point 1.
Well, they dropped the sound barrier there, and that helped them win the fight in a big way. You can see Internet Hulk on the Lucio. He has his sound barrier up. Wasn't able to get it going during the last fight. Sleep dart onto AKM. Pulse bomb goes nowhere. AKM back for a bit more revenge, though. Gets a couple kills. Tvik helped him out. He receives a nano boost. Going after Mickey, though. See what that Diva C can do. Doesn't look like a whole lot. He got reinforced, but nothing else. And AKM making it tough for EnVyUs to have any chance at getting on this point. They won't. Rogue takes the ruins.
Yeah, the dive strategy that we saw from Rogue, really effective. The first death from the Winston on Reinforce wasn't great, but after that, he did a good job separating the tank line from the DPS, and AKM opened up a ton of space for him on the backside. Meanwhile, Tvik sort of played in his own backline, firing over the ruins and picking up damage where he could, but EnVy really struggling. They got strung out quite a few times, and I think they switched over to the McCree, the Soldier McCree, effective when they don't have a Reinhardt and when they don't have a Diva to really block a lot of that hit scan, but it just wasn't enough, even though I think EnVy had a good answer to that style of composition. They're going to change it up right now. Looks like AKM going to be on the Pharah, typically a hero that Tvik plays, but it will be Pharah, Genji together here.
Well, if you're going to have him choose one, I suppose Tvik will go with the Genji. AKM already firing some rockets into the point. As we get started here with Rogue up 1-0 in Ilios.
Yeah, but what EnVy has, the Roadhog and the McCree should be very effective against the Pharah and the Genji. Really shuts down a lot of the play in the backline. Chips, though, bounced around a little bit right there.
Mickey got 2, man. I think he knocked some people into the well there. Didn't get to see it on our screen, but really good start for EnVyUs, and they may be able to claim the point first. Chasing away AKM at the moment. Yeah, they will get it. So a good start for EnVyUs. And of course, you know, you've got the Roadhog and you've got the Diva, good ways to knock people into the well.
Yeah, and also Tvik is just going to switch over to the Soldier right now. He realized that you know, the Pharah Genji combo is not going to be too effective. Taimu doesn't quite get a bat blast, has to take a breather, but gets focused down. AKM going to grab 2 right there before Mickey finds him.
Yeah, hard to breathe with a laser piercing your chest. That's what I've heard anyway. Qui-Gon Jinn, let me know. Rogue takes a point back and wins, chasing Mickey away. Not able to quite claim the kill there, but a quick turnaround here for Rogue. Mickey just ends himself just for the reset.
Yeah, getting desuited right there. Everybody else is already respawning,
Yeah.
so better just to knock yourself off the map instead of trying to bunny blast your way back into the suit. Can't take too long and delay the next push. I think that's a smart move.
Tvik.
There's Tvik and
In your
Mickey
face.
on your screens right now. AKM having a surprisingly easy time on this far in spite of the McCree and the Roadhog combo.
Now Wynn's coming in. He's got the Graviton Surge now. Going to use it right away. Rogue just
Oh
drops a barrage
my.
on him. Whoa, doesn't get the full barrage off, but they may have gotten enough here. EnVyUs loses half of their team, a little bit more than half, as Wins chases down Mickey yet again. Looks like Rogue will continue holding strong up to about 45% on the point right now, and Mickey's just going to wait it out. He's got the self-destruct, and yeah, he's got to make a run for it here.
Sees him back off where he can. Now, Chips dropped the nano boost on that last push, and it was sort of wasted by the ult combo from Rogue. But we're looking at EnVy making like a 5 ult push here pretty soon. So they should be able to flip this point back, barring some kind of disaster. Reinforce going to go in.
Oh, High Noon gets low, gets a shot off. Tvik, though, gets the kill. Meanwhile, Taimo uses that whole hog, pushes people away. They just want to clear the point enough to get it back, but no such luck yet. Mickey in there. Right now still has his ultimate. Hard to find a place to use it on well. Tvik, meanwhile, getting chased away. A lot of that tack visor absorbed by Mickey. Mickey finally chases him down, and EnVyUs getting a little bit of time on the point here. Aimu just trying to push AKM back on that Pharah.
Yeah, but look how much time they're getting. They haven't actually flipped the point yet in spite of winning that big battle because AKM has been hovering around, making sure they couldn't get the time. So
There we
we're looking at 90% nearly to 25. Rogue does hold on to 2 of their ults, though. Ungo did not use the nano boost over the course of that fight. They have a sound barrier, and Envy had to use almost everything. They're going to be very reliant just to hold here on the self-destruct from Mickey.
Yeah, I mean, that does buy time.
Yeah, Mickey's positioning has been great, though. He's just been playing shutdown on Tvik's Soldier.
Yep.
And he really nullified that last tack visor and pushed him out of the fight.
Well, Rogue coming in, protecting the soldier as they go, but AKM still there with that Pharah. He's got the nano boost now, trying to claim victims. Doesn't get any, though, as EnVyUs holding the point for the moment. Hook comes out from Taimo, but he doesn't grab anybody with it.
Yeah, to get the Pharah, though, that's the important part. So
Yep.
Rogue is going to have to be pushed back once again.
Nap time.
Yeah, Mickey had to use the self-destruct, but Chips there with the nano boost. Rogue going to be making a strong final push here.
Yeah, and they're going to need to. EnVyUs up to around 70%, so if this push doesn't work, we might be approaching, 90+% for each team. So we'll see. Harry Hook now over on the McCree. We've heard a lot about this guy's aim. He's got to show it now.
And what they really need, though, is the nano boost, because Tvik with the Soldier and the Pharah on AKM are both dependent on nano boost for actually getting a good full channel ult off.
Oh, barrage! Gets him just in time. Harry Hook not getting the Deadeye off in time. Reinforced with a couple kills for Rogue as the sound barrier doing a good job of protecting them just fine. And Rogue just pushes EnVyUs right off the point.
AKM did not get the pushback on Coco into the well, however, but he does manage to break line of sight. And that's going to be going into overtime right now, but it should be a retake here for Rogue. They did have to dump basically everything in order to accomplish that, though.
Yeah, they're getting some time. EnVyUs trying to hold on to it. Chips switching over to Tracer. He will go down. Rogue gets the point back just in time. Tvik, that Soldier, of course, getting closer to the ultimate.
I really think Envy should have just backed off right there, though. I think by filing in 1 by 1, they gave a lot of ult charge over, and now like the ult charge is just getting farmed up here, and there you go.
Yeah, the desperation is real. Tvik gets that nano boost on him, going to be able to take out Internet Hulk and anyone else who decides to come to the point, and Rogue will be able to take Ilios 2-0.
Wow, I think the end there could have been shot called a little bit more smoothly by Envy. They had 10% to work with, and they kind of went in 1 by 1 instead of playing a little bit more patiently, playing a little bit further back and trying to take an ult economy advantage into some sort of final epic 99-99 overtime fight.
Yeah, I mean, EnVyUs held that point for a long time, but in the end, I think you're right. If they would have held back, if they would have grouped up a bit more, they might have had a better chance. But either way, well played by Rogue. Tvik looking like a huge threat on that Soldier 76. And, I mean, what can you really expect? Rogue has been looking so good this entire tournament. They're fighting EnVyUs at a time where they're, wrestling with position swaps. It's just the loss of Tailspin really did kind of, on paper anyway, bury these guys' chances in this match. It's not over yet, but it's a rough start.
Well, the strategy too, I think they're playing these dives comps with having the Winston go very aggressively onto the support line, and when Internet Hulk is not the most experienced professional Lucio player, I think you can abuse that a little bit, and they've just been winning the individual battles because a lot of these maps have just turned into these small skirmishes because Rogue has been so aggressive about breaking it up, and Mickey's been going forward into the backline to deal with Tavik. Meanwhile, Reinforces in the backline trying to kill the support players, are trying to drive a wedge between the tanks and the DPS players, and it's been much more successful due to Rogue's coordination.
Yep.
And the fact that Farah, AKM's been able to get a lot of damage into that backline for free without getting plucked out of the sky.
So we are going to Kings Row for our second map. Now, that is one of the maps that EnVyUs won in their match against Rogue way back in the Atlantic Showdown back in August. They did do well on the payload map, so we'll see if that trend continues. It's a new meta, it's a new patch, a lot has changed. Let's get to Kings Row and see if EnVyUs can tie it up.
I get it.
All right, welcome to Kings Row. Mandata, he
Battleground.
just really wants to participate in the slam dunk
Kings
contest.
Row.
But he's dead, he can't.
Maybe a statue can slam dunk. I mean, it can hold a levitating ball, so
Yeah, why
who
not,
knows
man?
what else it can do. But in this map, Doa, this is one that Envy needs to win. If they're going to put on a show in this series, now typically in the last few tournaments, the last few months, recent data says on hybrid maps, Envy's been wonderful, 10-3. Meanwhile, it's been 15-10, so not quite as good of a win rate for Rogue. And the big problem that I see, Doa, is that Rogue is excellent at assault maps, absolutely excellent. They're 9-1 compared to the 1-4 of
Whoa,
Envy.
look at this team comp from Rogue, by the way.
Yep.
We, sorry to interrupt you, but I was a bit surprised to see that. It's all tanks. All
Yep.
tanks and an Ana.
Well, why not? Give something a try. We're gonna.
Alrighty. We heard we might see some kind of crazy stuff from Rogue today, and it's about as crazy as it gets. There's a lot of health to go through, and Taimu, when he sees what that Sonic Arrow shows him, he's gonna be like, what the?
They need a Reaper, and I think that's a
Oh,
smart.
yeah, there
that's a
you go.
smart read on the situation immediately. Reaper will be effective against this composition, but there's an early hook actually.
Yeah, a hook from Harry Hook.
Interesting that we see Harry on the tank here.
Oh,
instead,
EnVyUs
but
rolling
he is
over
just,
Rogue right now.
Yeah, just rolling through them. Incredibly smart swap there to break the tank line of the Reaper. I don't think they were expecting that, and that's going to be a very easy first cap. And yeah, I think Rogue needs to rethink that. AKM back onto the far right, Tavik, back onto the soldier now.
All right, well, that was interesting. Had Grandma babysitting all the tanks, but now it's time to get back to a normal team comp. Tavik over on that Soldier 76 AKM. Swaps to the Farah, knocks, of course, on the Lucio. And EnVyUs, yeah, just doing a really good job. Mickey especially on that Diva, just kind of disrupting things and letting Taimu go to work on the Reaper. Now the push begins.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit more difficult now, but Rogue may have inadvertently given them some free pushing time here as Harry Hook just slams at Farah from range. He swapped over to that McCree off of the initial Roadhog.
Yep.
And it's been a good read from Envy. I mean, they knew that the switch was going to come back in. They suspected that the Farah would be there once again. And so why not just go for the McCree immediately? They're not going to continue running that pure tank or 5 tank composition once they get rolled that fast. And the read was good once again, the prediction from Envy. And they sacrificed the ult charge onto the Roadhog, but considering there's no ult charge on Rogue DPS either, it's going to be perfectly fine. And AKM got to swap right back over to the Roadhog.
Yep. And pretty much the impenetrable wall with the Reinhardt shield and the defense matrix rather. Mickey throws the ult in, doesn't really catch anybody with it. There's a Graviton surge from Rogue in response, but Taimu wrecking everybody on that Reaper. Finally getting the kill on the AKM. He had the nano boost as well, and EnVyUs will just roll through point B.
Yeah, that's the risk that you run, Noah. You make those kind of huge switches to your composition, especially now that the ults take 25% longer to charge, and you can get a pretty big snowball going if the big ult advantage happens immediately like it did for Rogue. And look at this, Noah. Like, Rogue now is stabilized. They do have a few ultimates here to work with, including the nano visor.
Yep, that's right. A little over 5 minutes left on the clock for EnVyUs as they move in here. There's a nano boost with the Viper going in on the Taimu as he drops down. Doesn't get anything done with that Reaper. Meanwhile, Mickey flies right to Vic's face, absorbs a lot of that actually. Good job by him mitigating it defensively, even if he does get hooked. Oh, wow, where'd he go? He just disappeared, man. I thought that was a hook, but
it was
shot away.
It wasn't a hook?
Well, Harry Hook got the kill, so I don't know. I'm confused, man.
Yeah, I think
that diva just disappeared. Either way, the push somehow, some way, stalled out.
Yeah, I think
Ults worked.
Yep, just hook from the side, but Rogue did have to use a lot of their ults in order to pull that off. Harry Hook actually getting taken out by Wims, who is swapped to the Diva.
Yep, there we go. Oh, meanwhile, AKM goes down Taimu with a nice hook there. The hero swapping in this map has just been insane. Both teams really trying to react to each other. Big sound barrier comes in for Rogue as they push EnVyUs back, and yeah, Taimu wanting none of that. He's just gonna take a break for a moment.
Yeah,
Vic close to that tactical visor yet again.
No, that sound barrier was not very well used though, because it was just a cleanup. They were already in a 65 scenario.
Oh, AKM gets the kill on the Harry Hook right before Deadeye goes off. That's big for Rogue. Meanwhile, Vic trying to dodge. Big ult comes in. Mickey actually gets knocks and wins with that one.
And that's the huge push that they need, Doa.
Yeah.
Rogue is down right now, and it's all on to Vic, but there's a defense matrix in his face. There's a Reinhardt shield. He's going to have to run through, loses time. Meanwhile, Taimu nano boosted himself.
Oh, that's the second time now that Mickey has mitigated that nano boost attack visor. EnVyUs still pushing forward strongly. Rogue trying to defend. They've got wins there with the Diva, so the payload is stalled out for the moment. Rogue, last-ditch effort here, knocks Boots Chips Halen off. I believe he got the kill that way. Meanwhile, Harry Hook looking for a bit more, gets the kill on the AKM. Getting low himself, though, will go down. Another kill for Nox, but the payload keeps moving. EnVyUs nearly has this one.
Yeah, they're going to push it through.
They've got it.
Yep, Taimu has the whole hog. There's no way to get in onto the point there, so pretty respectable time for Envy.
Yeah.
In the end, pushing it all the way through, and again, this is the map they had to win. Envy is typically stronger on these hybrid maps. They've got to win on the hybrid and payload, because I don't think we can reasonably expect them to take out the assault map given the extreme difference between the records of these two teams on assault maps.
Yeah. And this does put a pretty big amount of pressure onto Rogue here, too, because they tried kind of that funny composition at point A, completely failed. They got rolled through Streets phase, largely because of it, because they had no ult charge at all, because they had to change every hero. And now they're sitting at a point where they need to push the payload all the way just to get to the time bank portion.
Yeah, absolutely. And 3:21 left is quite a bit of time for Envy.
Yeah.
And a solid push there. Came back. Looks like the communication was on point. A big question would be, of course, coming into this. Mickey's English skills, were they going to be up to the task of coming in and coordinating effectively? But he looked, well integrated, doing his job with the rest of the team, and he's like the Tavik shutdown player right now.
He's been doing a great job of it, and when you look at the lineup Rogue is thinking about using here on offense, Tavik on that Genji, swapping things over. Not relying on that soldier anymore. Meanwhile, Mickey's freaking out, man.
Well, Envy has such a great answer to the Pharah and the Genji with the McCree and the Taimu going back onto the Roadhog, as well as Internet Hulk on the Zenyatta. This is a great composition to deal with what Rogue is doing, which is a huge dive composition.
Yeah. Internet Hulk gonna have to be a little bit careful on the Zenyatta, but good way to pick the Pharah out of the air pretty quickly. That Orbit Discard doing work, and of course, basically, if you get the Orbit Discord on them and then Taimu lands a hook, that is a dead hero.
Yeah. Also, just having the Discord to deal with the Genji, flashbang with the Discord into instant death. So it looks like Envy has got a lot of effective tools to stall out this push and see if Rogue can actually crack this defense.
We'll see.
Yeah, they can't see right now what they have. Now they've got the information. They see the Zenyatta.
Oh, yeah, good idea to go after Zenyatta. Immediately, Internet Hulk goes
4
down.
HP.
AKM with 4 hit points left. Man, close call there. That is rough. Meanwhile, AKM healed back up, and EnVyUs pushed away after losing Zenyatta so quickly. There's not a whole lot you can do. Mickey kind of on his own, popped out of the suit there. EnVyUs trying to bite back, but looking tough. Chip Zion gets himself a kill, so EnVyUs grabs on themselves, but the respawn's just not going to be something that EnVyUs can handle, I think.
Well, they already have the nano boost up, so we'll see how much work they can do. Coco going to take down Nox.
Oh, AKM lives, though.
The McCree, though, that's what they need to actually deal with this. There's Harry Hook, comes back now, and he does manage to snipe down AKM, so it will be a hold for Envy thanks to the quick charge. And that's one of the problems. Okay, so you get this Zenyatta early, but because AKM was dealing so much damage over the top of the Reinhardt shield, and Chips was under no threat, he built up his nano boost extremely fast, and that allowed them to switch the point. You have to finish those kills. You can't just let an Ana build ult charge off of these fat tanks, like healing them up over and over and over again. So AKM, they may have played that a bit too aggressively.
Oh, come down here. AKM gets taken out now. Nice hook from Taimu. Tavik gets a nano boost.
Sleep dart.
Gets slip dart. Gets pinned. Trying to get away from there. Nothing really out of that Dragon Blade. Another sleep dart onto him. And that is it, man. Meanwhile, Graviton Surge comes in for Rogue. This one could turn things around, and I think it probably will. They're completing the kills now. EnVyUs going to lose point A.
Yeah, they lost point A, but they held it longer than they probably should have been able to, given that initial pickoff.
Sure.
And now they're going to be coming into a good defense here. They should have some crucial ultimates up soon, and a lot was utilized. Rogue had to drop basically everything on that push just to make it work. AKM with Barrage, but Barrage with nothing else is really not that powerful. You need to be able to combo it or use Nano Boost to keep the Pharah alive most of the time.
Nox was really far up, and he got picked off by Taimu. That was a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance for Rogue as they get this payload going. EnVyUs trying to defend in this archway, as you see a lot of teams do. Harry Hook with the Deadeye can buy some time. Backing up to get ready for it. Ooh, takes a rocket to the face, so you really do need to be careful there.
I don't think you can play the Pharah very effectively on this point right here, because look at that. There's a small window to shoot through. That's the only way you're going to get in.
Yeah.
Or you have to walk through the archway, and it's really easy to get that read. You're gonna try with the sound barrier, though.
Yeah, Rogue pushing forward with the sound barrier. AKM drops a barrage, gets a kill on the Internet Hulk. A lot of that absorbed by Mickey's Diva again, so kills fairly even on both sides. Harry Hook, though, coming in with the nano boost, gets one. Still, he needs to use that Deadeye. Here comes Tavik with the nano boost, with the Dragon Blade. Goodbye, Harry Hook. Looks for a bit more. Mickey pops the ultimate, doesn't find any kills with it though. And Tavik, low health, but he manages to pick off Chips High before he goes down.
Yeah, just counter nano boost. They waited, Rogue waited long enough, got the poke they needed to get the big ultimates back up again, and they continue to power through streets here. They have been tripped up a couple of times. Envy is looking a little bit cleaner on their push, but see if they can finish this off here at point 2, buy some more time, get it on the clock. But again, Rogue, they had to use so much. They're going to be waiting a long time for ults again. All they've got is that Graviton Surge, and Envy in a better place.
EnVyUs need to defend here, but Graviton Surge comes out preemptively. AKM just firing rockets without any sort of response from EnVyUs. Reinforce picks up a kill on the Harry Hook, and there's just really nobody stopping AKM at this point. Taimu with a couple kills on the side here. Tavik being annoying as well. EnVyUs certainly in a little bit of trouble as they try to defend point B. Coco swinging away. You can't hit the fair from there, man. He's got the nano boost, but he's not really using it too well. Maybe gets the kill here on the Nox. Yeah, does find that one. So EnVyUs holding for the moment, but Rogue still trying to push.
Yeah, their spawn to not reset yet, so they have a long way to walk. It is easier for Envy to defend right here. Reinforce gonna get back in, and there's the nano boost with the barrage just to push people back.
Nano barrage pushing a few back, gets some kills. Payload finally gets there. There's point B taken by Rogue, and AKM will move forward a little bit. They've got that spawn really close to the payload now, so he can be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, definitely can. And right now, Taimu just needs to back off. He's taking a lot of damage. He needs to die and get split spawn right here. It would give a lot of pressure onto the defense of Envy, but he manages to stay alive. And the push continuing, but they already are going to have a worse time here, Rogue. And they haven't even completed this point yet, so they do have a lot of time to do it. But it's still going to be a bit tough now.
All right, Nick pulls out the Dragon Blade, looking for a bit more, trying to find the supports. Sound barrier comes down to keep EnVyUs alive. Chips High and survives a lot more than you would see Anna survive normally. Tavik runs out of ultimate, runs out of life as he goes down here. Harry Coach with the kill onto him, and it looks like EnVyUs able to actually hold this off for the moment.
Harry also gets a kill right at the end there, finds Unko on the retreat. Now, big split spawn, more time available now for EnVyUs just to sit back, try and poke. But that fight was a great sound barrier, honestly, by Hulk, and Chips played it really well. Dropped the biotic grenade to prevent any healing onto the Genji, and Genji didn't get much done, really, in the end.
Man, I gotta say, you know, they were having trouble handling AKM and Tavik, but right there, Harry Hook really came alive. AKM trying to get out, but there's Mickey right in his face immediately. Gets very low in the suit, though. AKM has a nano boost, going after Reinforce, gets the kill there. Oh, nice! 2 shots onto AKM, and there's that aim we were hearing about. Harry Hook really delivering here on the McCree.
Yeah. And Tavik, too, has gone over to the Soldier now, so they're trying to play with a little bit more hit scan.
Harry
AKM
Hook.
going to make the change to the Roadhog, try and get a pick off immediately, but that's going to reset their ults quite substantially. They will have the nano boost, but Tvik still got 50% of the way to go, and we're looking at maybe one good fight left for Rogue. Meanwhile, Envy, they've got that zone control with the self-destruct from Mickey's Diva.
Yeah, they may have to use it. We'll see. Harry Hook. Oh,
Nice,
sleep dart
nice
before
dart.
the Deadeye connects. Tvik, though, he's got the sound barrier going after Mickey. Gets the kill onto that Diva. You have to wait for he comes out. Mickey not able to use the ultimate. Oh, Fire Strike comes through after the Earth Shatter. Hits Tvik. There goes Soldier, and EnVyUs holds. Nice hook onto AKM, and Taimu with another one. Good split spawn onto Rogue now with only a minute left. Things are getting a little bit tough.
Yeah, Tvik, they've got one nano visor left. That has to be the way they win this. They force the self-destruct out of Mickey, but you know, the sound barrier's there, and so is the nano boost for Envy. So realistically, I just don't think they're going to be able to push this point with a minute left.
We will see. Those support ultimates going to be very important. Only 50 seconds now for Rogue to finish this one. Mickey all over Tvik at the moment. Has to back away, though. That Soldier can really chew through Diva. Once the defense matrix goes down, he's going to have to escape. AKM goes low, goes down. Harry Hook coming in. There's the Deadeye waiting for it a little bit more. Has to wait out the defensive matrix. He doesn't. Gets some pressure onto him. There's a nano boost, runs out. Sound barrier coming in as EnVyUs just tries to keep everybody up. The Reinhardt shield very low for reinforce. Taimu gets the pick on Tvik, and that's big. Wins comes in for one himself, but you can see EnVyUs pushes back Rogue. There's another kill onto Wins, and I think they may have held this.
Well, the fact that Wins died so late, and Tvik and Uncle were trying to hold on to those ults, but Tvik got picked off at the end. So it's going to be one desperate overtime push here. They have some nice tools. Envy doesn't have Mickey, and they don't have any ults. Meanwhile, Rogue has 4.
All right, here we go. Nano boost with that or the tactical visor. Tvik going insane, man. He gets 3. Is this it? Can they actually push it? Last ditch effort, and they get it there. Rogue ties it up with 3 points themselves.
And Rogue played that, Dylan, like I wish we had seen Envy play the end of the second point on EnVyUs. They pulled back, they realized they were going to have an ult advantage, they waited out the sound barrier, had the right call there, and they knew that they could get in there with overtime, they could have the nano-boosted TAT visor and clean everybody up. So yes, they have to push it through in overtime, but they do get it to the end. However, Envy's going to have 3 minutes and 21 seconds to work with here, so pretty enormous advantage. Rogue has to full hold for over 3 minutes if they want to win this map, and that, I think that's a really tall order. Now, are they going to go for all the tanks again?
I would be very surprised. Yeah, okay, there we go. Tvik on the Soldier 76. I would be pretty shocked if they would try that again. It was a cute idea. Oh, switching over to the Pharah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, Tvik usually in the past couple of months has been the Pharah player, particularly on King's Row attack for Rogue. Now AKM, he's put on some pretty good Pharah displays so far.
Yeah, they've got him on the Roadhog, though. This time around, looks like we may have another swap, so going for the Genji. And remember, they need to hold this for almost 3.5 minutes. That is a tall order.
I mean, I think they're just assuming that McCree's going to be coming back out. But Taimu going to be playing the Hanzo this time, looking for that initial pick. He didn't like what he saw last time with the Sonic Arrow. He's probably going to like what he sees more this time, though. And yeah, he does.
When you see all tanks and Ana, you probably don't want to stick with.
Well, you can switch to
Hanzo
Reaper.
right off the bat, yeah.
You can switch to Reaper if he wants, but this time I think he's going to try and get that damage down. Nice biotic grenade, filling up a cluster of the NB players. They are methodically pushing forward. No kills coming in just yet.
Wind's getting very low right now. Has to back off into the hallway. Goes for the scatter arrow. Taimu not finding the kill, though. Tvik does take down Coco, so EnVyUs may have to back up here. Yeah, Taimu already playing it a little bit more cautiously, but Rogue playing it very close to the point right now. They do not want to leave it, but they do have time to spray. There's always time to spray.
Yeah, I think
time to spray and pray, I think, for Rogue right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much all they're going to have an opportunity to do here. They have to pray for a long time, but they've already bought themselves a minute. Yep. Taimu moves over to the McCree, so makes the change here. Saw the Genji, I think, and realized that they may need that, and there's going to be an early nano boost.
Oh, did he use a Graviton Surge? He did. Wins pop that one, and there's the kills coming in for Rogue right now. Tvik, low health, doesn't matter. Got it with the Dragon Blade. And EnVyUs, another push stuffed.
Yeah, but that's fine, though. They didn't actually commit very much. They still have their own nano boost. They're coming up on a lot of ults. Also, Nox died late in the fight, so there's going to be a 6v5 push with an ult advantage here for EnVy, and this is a great time for them to actually start to cap this point.
Yeah. All right, Mickey coming in with the Diva again, just trying to block as much as he can. Goes after the Ana. Can he take him out? Unko on the run there. Mickey loops all the way around. Unko doing a good job of staying alive. AKM gets a kill into Harry Hook. Taimu responds. Mickey has that ult. Is he going to use it? Yeah, popping the self-destruct. Everybody scattering for cover. Reinforce, meanwhile, gets 2 kills. So EnVyUs not able to push the point, and now it's getting to be a bit stressful for these guys.
Yeah, and that not having the self-destruct may hurt them a little bit. That's a great zoning tool for once you get a pick or 2 off. Didn't actually get much done there, though. Reinforce had already cleaned up the front line. But EnVy, they held on to the nano boost, so they will have that. But Unko gets his back up. Chips has been holding that nano boost for a really long time.
Yeah, I think it may be time to use it now. Taimu has that Deadeye up. A couple different options to use it on. They could just push people with the whole hog. Deadeye for the zone. Everybody ducking in the room. EnVyUs going to get on the point, get the timer going. Now here's where Whole Hog gets a little bit dangerous. You can push everybody off to keep it. Vic jumping in with the Nano Blade. Let's see what he can pick up. Soundberry immediately goes down for both teams. Vic with the reflect has to back away, biding his time. Nano boost onto Taimu, pulls him in with the hook. He gets out though and wins with the kill onto Taimu. Harry Hook not able to get that crucial kill onto Vic, and EnVyUs backing away again. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. The second hook came in, but Vic still lives.
And
Wow,
Tavik
they
is
may have
getting
done it.
a ton of ult charge, too, at the end of that fight. They couldn't actually get the burst down onto Tavik. Shields and heals helping him towards the end. And Taimu going to be going onto the Reaper now in a bit of desperation. They've got an Earth Shatter.
Yeah, they got to use it too. Wind's getting very, very low. Graviton Surge comes in. There's a whole hog. Coco with the kill into Winds. Harry Hook trying to get as much as he can done, and Coco gets a couple himself. It's overtime, but EnVy is still pushing. Oh, but no, everybody going down as AKM responds big time with the Roadhog. And Rogue able to full hold here on King's Row, it looks like. Yep, there goes the overtime bar. Tracer coming in. He keeps it alive for just a moment, but that's it. And Rogue will full hold. Wow. I can't believe they were able to do that.
Impressive stuff, but
yeah,
coordination simply not sterling there from EnVy. They really looked kind of confused about how they were going to be using their ultimates. In the end, they nano boosted the Lucio just to buy time on the point to get that damage reduction so that they would have a chance to respawn. But their planning coming into that point, they had many opportunities where they had distinct ultimate advantages, and they seemed reluctant to pull the trigger.
Yeah. And now it's all on EnVyUs. Try to hold this first point here on King's Row. Oh.
We should be going to sudden death now.
Ah, you're right. Never mind. My bad.
So yeah, it will be one point on a point control map to decide who's going to win King's Row. And I think this is the do or die time for EnVy. I think if you go into that assault map down 0-2, you don't come out of this with a single map win at all.
Yeah. Well, certainly a better showing for EnVyUs in general in King's Row aside from that second attack round, but see what they can do.
It's a bit odd here for the sudden death. It's only happened 3 other times so far over the course of Apex.
Yeah. And Rogue doing very well, of course, against EnVyUs in our control map earlier in the series. But here we go. We'll see who takes it. Sudden death time. And welcome to the control center on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, random map, random point. And it all comes down to this, just 1 point.
Yep. And that's one control point. And again, I mean, we saw EnVyUs do a little bit better on Well on Ilios, but when it came down to it, the coordination just wasn't there. And, yeah, of course, they're working with the big changes of Mickey coming in for Tailspin and obviously having to swap roles as well, but got to get the win here.
Absolutely have to. Tavik may be the one on the far right now. AKM looking at the Tracer. AKM has been doing a lot of work on this Tracer. He did very well on Ilios, shutting down that backline, so it wouldn't be too much of a surprise. And Farah, verticality of control center really
Yeah.
advantageous for that particular hero. A lot of space around the point for Farah to float.
Yep.
But Harry will be on the McCree, and they may be able to shut down this Farah pretty quickly with the McCree and the Roadhog.
Came on that Tracer reinforced with the early kill on the Harry Hook. That's not a great start for EnVyUs. Before the point opens up here, looks like Rogue winning that early fight. AKM just chasing people down. There goes Internet Hog. Coco low health himself too. Sleep dart on the AKM though, but things are still fine. Tvik just firing rockets, and yeah, it looks like Rogue should be able to claim this point easily.
Yeah, Rogue's engages have been great though. I think that's the one of the big takeaways on these control points is that they look so adept at dividing the forces.
Oh, what a
Taimu,
stick.
yeah, it was eaten by the D.Va ult.
You're right.
Or the D.Va right click right there, unfortunately.
Might as well be an ult.
Yeah, might as well be an ult.
Feels like an ult, man. It's pretty much strong enough. AKM comes in with the cleanup kill. Nox grabs one for himself, and Rogue finally losing a few people here. Tvik trying to make things a bit even, and EnVyUs not going to be able to take the point right now, unless they can take out Tvik. And here comes Reinforced, back already on the Winston. Rogue getting back to the point to try to defend this one.
Bit odd landing situation there for Tvik, maybe a little bit closer than he wanted to be, but here comes the nano boost.
Yep, that's right. He's got the barrage. If he wants to use it too, he will. Turning around onto Internet Hug before he gets hit with the sleep dart. Mitigated a little bit. EnVyUs loses too. Here comes Reinforce though, back again. Has that primal rage. Just a few seconds left of that as it ends. And Harry Hook just has had a really hard time getting close to anybody on this map.
Well, he just hasn't been able to stay alive again.
Yeah.
He keeps getting, it's divide and conquer for Rogue. I think Reinforce has been doing excellent in conjunction with wins on the Zarya of getting prominent, like powerful engages. And look at this, can't get in there right now. AKM always coming in from the side late in the fight after a lot of the focus fire goes down onto Reinforce, but Wins is gonna die, so Envy has a shot here.
Yep, that's right. Rogue up to 70% or so right now. Harry Hook trying to make something happen. They put the nano boost onto Coco, and he's swinging away on the Reinhardt, getting a few kills. Tvik still alive though, finally goes down. Harry Hook finding that kill with the McCree.
Yeah, the price of that push not so high for Envy either, because they did force Nox to also use the sound barrier. So Tvik now going to be going with the soldier, not confident that he's going to get a lot of time up in the air when the defense is already set here for Envy on the point, and he's going to hit the high ground immediately.
Yep. It's a great place to park the Soldier 76, of course. As long as you can survive, and Rogue back on the point again. Trying to take it. Nobody really firing at Tvik right now. He's kind of getting free reign here. Graviton Surge, he's going to jump down to try to take advantage of it. Uncle with the kill there. Meanwhile, the nano boost does go on to Coco as EnVyUs tries to fight back, and they fight back well. Rogue losing a lot of people, and EnVyUs will hold for the moment.
Yeah, Tvik got a lot of ult charge up there, but the rest of his team, Envy fell back efficiently when they saw it coming in into the hallway, able to basically take a 6v5 fight in doing so, while the rest of Rogue overextended outside of the vision of that Soldier 76. Now AKM hunting for some more flanks. Tvik actually going to flip to the Genji, even though he had 50% charge.
Whoa, okay, AKM going in right when the Death Blossom is happening. Drops the Pulse Bomb, doesn't get anybody. That was 2 ults with no kills on either side. Meanwhile, the kills start coming in now. They put the nano boost onto Mickey, actually. It's just so hard to stop the D.Va with that extra durability, and he can chase people down and get kills too.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be a reset there from Tvik jumping off the side. Harry Hook still has the high noon, and Vicky has the self-destruct, so they have tools just to control the area in that central point and to zone them off to try and take this win. See if Mickey going to save that for a little bit later. Wins on the D.Va now, switching away from the Zarya.
Trying to sneak in from the side right now. EnVyUs does fall back to the point. AKM on the flank. EnVyUs needs to be careful here. This is crucial. Deadeye comes up for Harry Hook. Whoa, meanwhile, Winston
Knocked
just
off.
falls off. Yeah, being booped by Mickey there. Harry Hook tries to land the flashbang, doesn't connect with it onto Tvik. Tvik, though, connecting with that sword as he gets a kill. Rogue, though, losing too many people, and EnVyUs with the overtime, they may be able to win King's Row if they can win this point. Tvik with just 0 health. Well, I was going to say 15, but now he's got 0 health. And EnVyUs, they've held, man. They're going to take King's Row, and we have a tie series.
That time, though, great use. They opened up with the McCree ultimate to zone them off, but Mickey, really the hero, just knocking the Winston straight off. Didn't have the jump back because he had used it to get up onto the high ground over the point there where the McCree was. And then after that, Mickey held on to his ultimate. He still had it at the end. Had they just holding it for that overtime moment. If he had to use it, the communication much better. So Envy really pulling that one out of the fire at the end, but better ult coordination, better ult control to end off that fight. And I don't know. I don't think they should have switched. I don't think Tvik should have switched off Soldier. I think they should have made a final push. He had 50% on his ultimate before he swapped to Genji. I think you got to just have faith that when the nano boost comes back, you're going to be able to clear out that point again instead of having fewer tools to work with when it comes to ultimates.
Genji seems like a risky thing to play into Mickey's diva here. I think the Soldier, I agree with you, would have been a little bit better there. So Rogue pondering how they could have lost that one. But we have a tie series, and I'm excited, man. I was worried with the changes on EnVyUs it'd be very one-sided, but no, looking pretty close as we go into a quick break. And when we come back, map 3 between Rogue and EnVyUs. Winner goes to the semifinals. You do not want to miss it. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with more Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 here on OGN right after this.
이것도 너프의 도시지. 솜브라가 누구냐고? 기록상 그녀는 없어. 존재하지 않아. 아무도 이 아이를 기억 못해. 그 전쟁 후엔 이런 애가 수두룩했거든. 하지만 이렇게 해킹을 잘한 나이는 없었지. 그리고 이 아이는 사람을 조종하는 것도 별일 아니라는 걸 알았어. 세상이 어떻게 돌아가는지 알고 나니 정보가 곧 힘이었지. 그래서 계속 해킹을 했어. 정치인하며 회사하며 정부하며 꼭 중독이라도 된 듯이. 그러다가 처음으로 누군가에게 발각됐어. 하드웨어를 못 쓰게 되면 업그레이드를 해야 하지. 아이는 사라지고 솜브라가 태어났어. 이제 난 준비됐어. 세상을 조종하는 게 누군지 알아낼 거야. 그들의 약점을 찾아 이용하겠어. 그때는 모두가 내 뜻대로 움직이겠지. 솜브라가 누구냐고? 너흰 영영 모를 거야. 아디오스.
노력은 선수를 만들고 코어 i7 프로세서는 멈추지 않는 파워를 드립니다.
And welcome back to the Intel Overwatch Apex quarterfinals with Doa and Monte Cristo. Right now, Rogue and EnVyUs tied up one map apiece as we go into our third map of the night. And you got to go back to that bracket pick stage where AKM picked EnVyUs. They wanted to play against these guys.
They certainly did.
He said, we know they're having practicing issues, of course, referencing the imminent departure of Tailspin, and he thought they could take advantage of that. And guess what? It's tougher than you think.
Well, it is tougher. Also referencing the fact that a lot of the players had to return to Europe after the Overwatch World Cup for their athletic visas for America.
That's
so
right,
they were not here. Nobody was here to practice, really. So there were sort of several layers of problems. We are going to be going to Hanamura. This will be the pick from Rogue. And as I was discussing earlier, they are 9-1 recently, Rogue, on Assault maps. Meanwhile, on the other side of the arena, it is EnVy, who is a paltry 1-4. This is one that you expect EnVy to lose. EnVy has to come up big on these payload and hybrid maps, which are their specialties, because I think this was the one that was almost certainly going to be a Rogue victory.
That's right. Well, of course, we will see if Rogue can keep the streak going, take the lead. Let's get in the game and find out. All right, welcome to Hanamura.
Battleground.
It's a battleground, and guess
Hanamura.
what? It's a battleground that Rogue is quite good at.
Yeah, and just to correct the record right there, they're 9 wins, 1 tie that went to sudden death. They actually haven't lost an assault map in the last couple of months. That's scary. It's a scary prospect if you're EnVy with a team that is trying to gel with a substitute player.
It certainly is, and Rogue gonna set the bar themselves as they are going to start out on offense here.
Rogue deciding, or Mickey rather, deciding for EnVyUs to be all diva all the time, and going back to Taimu on the Roadhog and Harry Hook on the McCree. So pretty much what we've seen from EnVy for most of this match so far. Not a lot of that Soldier, surprisingly enough, and Rogue looks like they're going to keep reinforced on that Winston.
Yeah.
A very big dive composition here with the Genji Winston. Tracer, pretty classic dive comp. Coco going to go for the freebie ult charge right there, and he doesn't get anything. Fire Strike not going to land.
That's right. So, AKM on the Tracer already. Oh, but he eats a right click from Taimu, and that's a good start for EnVyUs there.
Wrecked.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's watch out.
That's going to delay their push, but
Yes, it will.
hook not going to land in the end. Reinforce just waiting in the wings. We'll see how they want to approach this point. Taimu gets
Oh,
another
he gets
one.
somebody.
Oh,
hello.
my,
AKM. What are you doing, man?
I mean,
Blind hook.
the blind
poor
hook.
guy.
That's just that's
That poor
unluck.
guy.
That's a bit unluck twice in a row.
It is. It is. Hey, well, the right click, man, that's pure skill. But the hook, yeah, that's a bit of bad luck for AKM. Another hook comes in. Taimu fishing, but not catching anything this time.
Yes. Peeking out right there, and here's the actual engage. Nice Arya shield, gonna block the hook right there.
Yeah, that's right. Cause some problems. Taimu backing away. Not gonna be able to heal himself. He is under the effects of the biotic grenade.
I don't know why he
Negative
even
wave
tried
it
right
was.
there. He was already under the effects before he took the breather, so puts his ability on cooldown for no reason.
Happens to the best of us, Monte Cristo. Meanwhile, as Diva goes down and Rogue, this is the kind of push they were looking for. Tavik on the top just trying to reflect a little bit of damage from Taimu. Taimu finally going down, and Rogue should be able to take point A here. Yep, they get it. So don't make Rogue angry. You won't like them when they're angry.
No, and also they got huge ult charge still.
Yeah.
A Nano Blade now ready. This second push is going to be extremely difficult for EnVy to survive.
Yep, that's right, going right into Chips. Oh, but he lands a sleep dart. Meanwhile, Tavik woken back up again immediately, but EnVy is having to back into their own spawn, and Rogue already getting plenty of time here on the point. Taimu needs to come up big, gets a hit, but the hook rather, but it's a primal raging Winston, and not gonna be able to take him out. Graviton Surge comes through for Rogue. Taimu pushing people back. EnVyUs continuing to not be able to quite get on the point. Now they finally do. Sound Barrier lets them approach, and Harry Hook gets a couple kills. EnVyUs, I think, maybe barely able to hold this point for now, but man, that's as close as it gets.
Yeah, absolutely, but they played smart. They held back, Doa. They let them have that first tick on the point, nearly got to tick 2, but just by waiting it out. And I think that Nano Boost was just preemptive there from Rogue when they came in. They wanted to really just move on to that point quickly, but instead, EnVy was anticipating it, and they just sat in their spawn room, waited for it to time out with that sleep dart, and that was it. Now we see the swaps coming through. AKM and Tavik both switching up their heroes after dying, and it's going to be a much longer push now for Rogue, considering EnVy already has the self-destruct up. Harry going to be on the soldier now, trying to take control of the high ground on the opposite side of that point.
And Tavik swapping over to the Soldier 76, which is going to be pretty healthy, you'd imagine. Taimu gets the killer initially. Wow, nice hook onto Tavik. Taimu really doing what you need to do on this Roadhog, getting the picks, getting the right clicks landed. Misses that one, but man, Taimu coming up big on the Roadhog in the point B defense so far.
He's been that clutch player. He's been the one who's really been delaying the opposition. Take a look at Taimu. And AKM now hunting around the side, looking for an angle to get some of these shots. They are going to set up for a high ground push here with Reinforce at the front, but Coco's already there with the shield.
EnVyUs has a lot of ults coming too here. Oh. Who gets a heal?
Yeah, Wins looks like he landed a hook right there.
I think so.
And
Speaking of hooks, hello.
No Reinhardt shield, goodbye.
Yeah, Reinforce comes up to say hi in the worst possible way. Meanwhile, Rogue pops that sound barrier to try to keep him alive. Tavik gets a nano boost. He's on the soldier. There's the tactical visor. Oh, he gets taken out there. Harry Hook manages to find the kill. He's got the nano boost as well. Welcome to the new meta, guys. Nano visor all day, every day. And no suicide for you. You're going to fall first.
Wow, that was a huge overcommitment from Rogue, Noah. I think they panicked a little bit because Reinforce got hooked in, which caused Nox to drop the sound barrier. I really haven't been that impressed with Nox's Lucio play so far tonight. I think his sound barrier timings have been a bit off. Yeah. And that forced the rest of the team to commit in a huge way, right? Tavik didn't actually have to use his tac visor, died too fast, but they blew the Ana ultimate on him. Now he's going to be more vulnerable. He basically has to stay behind this shield, but it lands again. Taimu is just carrying EnVy in this map so far.
You know, the thing is, when you move into more heroes like McCree, like Soldier 76, those right clicks from Roadhog get very, very dangerous. It's not just about getting hooked, it's about, taking that big damage.
Yeah, certainly. Rogue now slowly building up their ult bank once again. Really have that nano boost to couple with Tavik. That's going to be the go button.
That's right. And let's see if they go for. Oh, from behind, Taimu coming in with the flank on the Roadhog, and man, he has been the MVP of this defense for EnVyUs.
There's another one.
Man, he finally goes down, but just hook after hook, right click after right click. He's going to take a bit of a break in spawn, but what a round so far for Taimu there.
Yeah, Harry's still here. They've got the same tools. Envy, both of them are going to be able to use that nano boost attack visor. They have to reset now, and it's going to be another slow push onto the high ground here. Rogue has really been preferring this, but I don't know, Doe. It hasn't really been successful for them so far.
I mean, they're kind of running into a brick wall over and over here. We'll see if maybe they can get something done with Vic's tactical visor. Sound barrier comes in from EnVyUs immediately. Mickey picks up one on to reinforce with the self-destruct, and Area looking for a bit more here on the defense, and they're going to push Rogue back again.
And EnVyUs doing a great job of not overcommitting, okay?
Yeah.
So they used the self-destruct right there, and it looked like there was only the Reinhardt on the high ground, but Mickey swoops in at the last moment as they commit to the push, but they still have the nano boost and the attack visor. They still have these tools.
Yep.
Wynn's going to be moving over to the Diva, but this has been a solid hold for Envy so far, and a surprising one, I have to say.
Rogue with a couple, oh, Harry hook, getting the kill to reinforce. That was another hook actually from Taimu that brought him in.
Taimu's been amazing this
That's,
game.
he really has. And that's already another push stop for Rogue. And they are down to about 1:30 remaining here on their offense round. And I gotta say, EnVyUs, unless something changes here, it's looking like they might be heading to a hold here on point B. They gotta keep it up though.
Yeah, it's still a ways to go now, and if you have that early pickoff onto either of the nano-boosted soldiers, you can shut down the enemy pretty fast.
Wynn's coming in on the Diva now, trying to fight fire with fire. He comes in with the right click himself. They drop the sound barrier. Meanwhile, Tavik gets a nano boost, trying to find kills. Can't find anybody though. Doesn't get anything out of that tack visor. Chips Hyan in the back though. What are you doing there, buddy? Finally, Mickey gets in position, gets a kill to Tavik. Soldier looked hilarious there. Sorry, Soldier.
That's a huge waste, though. It's
Sure
a
is.
huge waste. Mickey got in his face at the last second, shut him down from doing anything, and because he didn't pick up the kill onto Harry, Harry managed to turn that corner. Now you're looking at a situation, Chips is about to come back up, tack visor and the nano boost available, 40 seconds. Rogue needs a miracle, particularly because Nox used that sound barrier again, and Hulk's going to have his close to the end of this match.
Yes, they will. We're looking for more picks, man. Reinforce has just been under so much pressure this entire round. Can't put down that shield for a second or he gets hooked.
I mean, a takeaway here by Envy may lead them to a victory in this series, as unlikely as it is, Doa. This would be such a steal of a map for Envy.
Certainly could. Reinforce coming in now. He's got the ultimate ready to go, losing a lot of health on that shield though. EnVyUs needs hold right here. We're down to 5 seconds. Somebody's got to get on the point from Rogue. Big Fire Strike comes through. Harry hook, nano boost, nano visor coming in looking for some kills. Kills for EnVyUs are making it work. Everybody. And there's some overtime, and it looks like EnVyUs will hold on point B.
Huge.
Can't believe it.
Huge
Able to
play
do it.
there. And it comes down to that initial mistake on the ults, that on the first push onto point B, I think, for Rogue there. They popped the nano boost, they popped the Dragon Blade too early, and Envy was smart about how they fell back into the spawn room. But Taimu too, I mean, hitting those hooks, especially onto Reinforce. He found the times when Reinforce's shield was down, and maybe you can pin that on Reinforce a little bit too, not respecting Taimu's ability to pop out, but Taimu was playing so sneaky too, coming in for flanks on the reverse, and Rogue being, I think, a bit pig-headed and repeatedly trying to push onto the high ground. It made it very easy for Envy to read them over and over again, which allowed Taimu just to get those sneaky flanks, and he knew when they were going to commit, and he just walked in behind and pulled Tavik out.
Yeah, very true. I got to say, I'm really impressed with his right clicks on the Roadhog as well, too. There's like a certain distance that's the sweet spot for that one to get those instant kills on some of the smaller characters. And yeah, it takes a lot of practice, obviously, to get there, but he was landing them really well.
So Tavik switching things up. He will be on the Mei now at ACAM. So this is really classic Rogue. I mean, this is what we're used to seeing. Tavik onto Mei, ACAM onto the McCree. Everybody playing like it's last patch.
Yep.
So,
first Mei of the day, actually.
And man, again, I want to stress the importance of this. In the last few months, Rogue has not lost an Assault map. This is their bread and butter. If Envy can go up 2-1 with a win on the Assault map and have 2 hybrid/payload maps to work with afterwards, there's a real possibility that Envy takes this series. Because this was the one you wrote off. This is the one you said, EnVyUs is 1-4. Rogue is 9 wins, 1 tie. This is the map that Envy will not be winning. So they have a shot now. They have a shot.
They could have picked Kongduonsia, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. From what we hear about how strong Kongduonsia is, that may not have been right either.
Sure enough. All right, well, here we go. EnVyUs pushing in. They've got Harry Hook on the Reaper this time around. Take a nap. Reinhardt, that's not a safe place to sleep.
Seems safe enough. Didn't even get attacked. It's only safe until you die.
Yeah, well,
unsafe until you die.
Sure enough, going after the McCree in the back lines. Mickey onto the point, being so annoying with that Diva onto the supports. Gets hit with the sleep dart. Tried to time his right click, but he couldn't quite get the barrier up in time.
AKM picking up kills.
Yeah.
Too much focus fire. Nice sleep dart. Unko actually surprisingly close right there to a Diva and a Reaper. Whoops.
Got separated from the herd there, and he paid for it. Rogue trying to get back to the point right now. Still waiting for Unko to come back. Flashbang doesn't lead to a kill for AKM onto the Reaper. Meanwhile, Harry Hook, he's got the nano boost, looking for victims. Going after Reinforce, looking for it, not getting the kill though, and that's going to be a problem. Yep. And Rogue needed a bit, or rather, EnVyUs needed a bit more from that.
That is really unfortunate. I saw Chips drop that. I think you want to use in that particular situation, it's better to use the nano boost onto the Diva in the point rather than try and use it onto Harry Hook. Again, you don't get that speed boost anymore, so it can be difficult to close that gap. And he just couldn't move fast enough to get behind the Reinhardt shield.
It's just hard to get rid of the Diva once she's got the nano boost and she's sitting on the point right now. And, that opens up some opportunities for somebody to come and do some damage. Meanwhile, Graviton Surge used by Rogue. They got nearly everybody
combo was beautiful, Doa. They created a funnel with the Mei wall and then hit them at the end with just the Graviton Surge. They knew they were all going to be collected. Beautifully done. You also see that they are conscientious of the fact that Diva right-click can eat the Zarya ult, because you saw Wins just sort of bounce in there and fire it at his feet, which is a way you can't stop it with the defense matrix.
Yeah. All right, Rogue trying to defend here. Because again, Earth Shatter comes in, not hitting a whole lot of people. Harry Hook finds one, but the Blizzard forcing EnVyUs back right away. So no push for them right now. They're going to have to wait out the Blizzard. AKM moving away, and it looks like EnVyUs may have gotten enough damage done.
He desuited on the point, trying to build up that suit again. Internet Hulk going to get hit. Aimu misses the hook, and they're going to try for a desperation push here. Now that they have that sound barrier, High Noon is there, but that's no dice. Davic's going to die.
Hook. Yeah, Taimu gets one, gets two, and it looks like EnVyUs should be able to get point A here.
They committed a lot to it. However, at the very end, they used the whole hog, and Taimu going to flip the Widow now. Interesting.
Wow. Okay. Trying to find the picks, I suppose, to take a quick point B, but it's going to be tough. And now they know that the Widowmaker's there.
Yep, saw that one shot. But at the same time, Rogue is going to change himself to the Winston to help jump between those platforms, and that's going to be a great tool. He's not landing the shots, unfortunately. It's going to be a great tool to try and shut down the Widowmaker. I mean, you have Winston's bubble and you have the shield from the Reinhardt. It makes it very difficult to snipe.
Yeah, Wind's getting low, so kill on each side. Harry Hook building closer and closer to that.
Taimu got Nox.
Taimu did get Nox, yeah. Found the headshot there, and nearly all the members of Rogue down. Harry Hook finds one onto Unko, and EnVyUs getting some serious time on the point here once they can deal with the Mei. If they can deal with her quickly, they certainly can, but that gives time for Winston to get back on the point. And Rogue, it was close, but they got back there. Sunberry comes in, big Earth Shatter, that's 5 people caught by that. Rogue needs to capitalize though. They put the nano boost onto Reinforce, and there's Mickey coming in with the ultimate. EnVyUs zoning Rogue off of the point right now. And they're nearly there. They got the first tick. They may get a second one here, but no. Here comes Winston again. Harry Hook with the tactical visor. Needs to get safe before he uses it. There we go. And that Tracer's not going to last very long at all. Has to back away from the point. Diva with the defense matrix, so trying to...
Oh, the Blizzard comes down, and yeah, that was an inopportune time to use the tac visor as the Diva was coming back out. Got a bit ahead of himself and didn't have the best use of the ultimate. Harry gonna run around, try and figure out if he can fire some on the outside, but Rival Rage, and this fight just keeps going, Doa, but it looks more and more like Rogue is gonna be able to hold this.
Oh, Mickey's nearly got his ultimate again, though. Yeah, doesn't look like that's it. Mickey got 2 at the end. That was so close. EnVyUs gets 2 ticks. And they're going to have some ults coming up here. They're going to have the Earth Shatter. They're going to have Mickey's ultimate. So all they need is to get Rogue off of the point for just a little while, and they can take this map.
I think if Harry falls back and lets that D.Va get onto the point and then opens up with the attack visor, that Envy wins that fight, Doa.
Yeah.
I think again, both teams just pulling the trigger on some ultimates slightly too soon on point B, and it is so hard to take that point B. You have to have flawless target selection and execution just to keep everybody from streaming back in onto the point. But they still have Taimu here, who's on the Tracer, and he's got a pulse bomb.
Gets past the wall.
He actually got some time on the point there.
He did. He got quite a bit, actually. Going in now. He's got that pulse bomb available. Rogue jumping on the point to try to stay alive. Taimu gets away. Meanwhile, Coco does go down, so that's the end of the push for EnVyUs. They're just going to reset here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodbye. Oh, he tried.
Well, that's
He
a
tried.
big split spot. Internet Hulk goes down, then Taimu.
Yeah. Oh, they lost Coco really early, and
Yeah.
that made it a bit tough to keep that push going, but now they're coming back with more ultimates. Harry Hook is going to have the tactical visor pretty soon.
Yeah, this is good for Envy. 5 ultimates, almost there, but Tavik close to that Blizzard.
They can use something like the ultimate from D.Va to just push Rogue away and get Soldier set up.
Yeah, they also don't need much time. Like,
Yeah.
a D.Va ult might actually just be able to win them the game.
Oh, we'll see. Oh, D.Va not going to get too much done now if he gets stopped. Meanwhile, AKM uses the Deadeye, looks for more. Reinforce, though, find the kill onto Coco. Kills for each side, but it's looking a bit better for Rogue at the moment. Harry Hook, though, gets walled off. Oh, eats a big fire strike. Stays alive just barely. Looking for a bit more into Tavik. Tavik with the ice block stays alive. Nox has to back off on the Lucio. That was another close call. EnVyUs, though, not using a whole lot of ultimates.
Yeah, Rogue did, though. Rogue used quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
Got the
Mickey-
Blizzard, though.
Yeah, Mickey's still going to be able to zone them off with the D.Va ult, and that's the big concern.
You know,
How well can they use that ability?
Do you feel like they're holding on to it for a bit too long? They're going to go in now. They're going to try something. There's a sound barrier. Coco pushing people away. Blizzard use doesn't cover the whole point, though. Mickey popped out of the suit. That could be a big problem. Rogue getting the kills, though. Internet Hulk just trying to stay alive. I don't think they have enough to take this point. Yeah, it's only the supports there. And Rogue holds down to just about 35 seconds left for EnVyUs. And Mickey still does not have, or still hasn't used that ult.
Well, the first attack he got picked off very quickly, and the second one he got frozen in the Blizzard before he could use it. So it's good target selection. Rogue knows he has it for sure, and they are punishing him. Great Blizzard, and now Rogue looks like they are going to hold. And remember, if they hold here, we will go to another sudden death.
Yeah. EnVyUs, this is their last chance to try to win this one. Earthshatter comes in. AKM has the Deadeye set up because of it. He's got the Nano Boost as well. Has to dodge that Fire Strike. Gets a flashbang onto Coco, who stays barely alive, but nobody really on the point right now. It's up to Mickey. He's there. Taimu a little bit low. There's the D.Va ultimate finally used.
Nice
But
shot.
the shield, or the wall rather, there for Mei. Keeping people up. Taimu tries the Death Blossom. Nothing doing in AKM with enough kills to maybe give Rogue the hold here. Trying to stay on the point. D.Va ultimate now for Rogue, and that is it. They will hold. I don't think EnVyUs is going to get back there in time. They won't, and we're going to another tiebreaker.
Great hold there. Really nicely done by Rogue. Impressive, especially Tavik with that last Blizzard play that he made, really changed the game. And we saw both teams come so close to taking that point B.
Yeah.
But pushing it over the line wasn't able to be done by either of our squads here tonight. And we're going to go to another sudden death. But frankly, Doa, Envy even pushing it this far in a map, in a mode that really hasn't been their forte is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we know since they've come to Korea, they've started to really practice those assault maps. And even though they had the roster swap, they had the kind of position swap as well. They've been hitting these maps really hard for the last, month or two. So they're starting to kind of, I feel like, get a little bit of a comfort going. And their comfort is certainly Rogue's discomfort. Is they did not want this map to go to a tiebreaker.
No, this is the one that should have been the gimme for them, right? This is the one type they haven't even lost a map on in quite some time, and
Yeah.
we'll get another tie here, and we'll see. Envy snuggle away with the King's Row win.
Well, I think EnVyUs certainly picking up a valuable tie in Mickey as their substitute, because, man, he has been doing a great job on this D.Va and fitting in with the team pretty well for only having practiced with him for a couple days. You got that joke, Mark.
Yeah, it was good.
Took you a little while.
It was good. I
was it?
enjoyed it.
All right, well, tiebreaker number 2. We'll see if EnVyUs can take another one here and get a lead in this series. And we're back on Control Center once again. And EnVyUs won this one the first time around.
Tvik looking like he might go for the Pharah. Did start out with the Pharah on Control Center and then changed as the match progressed, but at least it did help Rogue take that initial point.
If I were Rogue too, I'd be pretty worried about Taimu's Roadhog, because as well as he played it on Hanamura, you know he's going to bring that same level of skill here to the Control Center, and if he keeps on that level, it's going to be tough for Rogue, I think.
Yeah, especially if they do run the Pharah again. It's the McCree and the Roadhog together that cause problems for the hero. Especially in Control Center, because you don't have, like, you have a lot of verticality, but you can't get very far away. So Roadhog hooks are almost always going to hit you on this map.
Yeah, that is true. It's hard for Far to fly high enough to avoid it.
Or far back enough, really, because that room's pretty small.
Yeah, true enough. Here we go. EnVyUs just running right on. They want to try to take the defensive spot on the point immediately rather than fighting in the upstairs hallway. Big dive coming in, though, for Rogue as they push EnVyUs back. Were they ready for it? Harry Hook stays alive for the moment. AKM in the back line's very low before he has to recall.
Really close there to picking off AKM. And Envy, they've been playing smarter. The longer this match goes on, Doa, they're used to these Zarya Winston engages now, and you can see them falling back as a result and not trying to get split up. They've gotten a lot closer together. Mickey going to get de-suited and killed.
Yep.
But Taimu picks up AKM in the back, so it looks like he landed a big hook.
Yeah, but they need to channel that into a bit more. Right now, Tvik just being really devastating on that Pharah, but he's too low to fight now, and Harry Hook finds the left click, gets the kill, can avoid the dive as well, and EnVyUs, they may be able to retake the point nearly immediately. Harry Hook backing away, fan of hammers, or fan the hammer, the fan of hammers. He's just throwing hammers at him now.
I think Reinhardt is the fan of hammers, Doa.
That's right, or one particular hammer anyway.
I'm sure he likes all hammers.
I was a fan of the MC hammer back in grade school.
Nice. And you're a fan of Reinhardt, so multiple hammers.
That's true.
Of.
I love hammers. Not a big fan of the Hammer Brothers and Mario. They were always very annoying to me over the years, but...
All right, Tvik staying on the Pharah. I think a bit surprising, but he does have the barrage coming up soon, so maybe waiting to see what he can do, especially with that nano boost. Yeah, here we go, Noah.
There's a barrage. He's going to fire it into his own barrier. Nice defensive matrix, absorbs a lot of that. Harry Hook with a couple kills, though. And you're right, the Electric Cowboy doing work. Still staying alive. EnVyUs holding the point for the moment. They force Rogue back. Goodbye, Reinforce. Uncle goes down as well, and EnVyUs already up to 40% here on this tiebreaker.
Yeah, Mickey dealt with that immediately. They were all clustered up, looked like a good barrage, but the Diva was there. Defense Matrix eats up all those barrage rockets, and it protects Harry Hook where he just waits for that channel to come through to grab two. Tvik is still on this Pharah. We haven't seen any adaptation from Rogue. I really think this is a mistake.
Yeah, they really seem to be kind of trying to force it after a point where it's not working so well. Wind's going in with the Graviton Surge. Can he get something from it? Gets hooked. That's a little bit less damage. Meanwhile, Harry Hook trying to respond. Harry Hook does go down, though. Wind's making the plays, but EnVyUs with a couple kills themselves. There's another hook for Taimu. Rogue, though, taking the point. They've got that sound barrier. Can they flip it? So close. Mickey uses the ultimate. Tvik, though, finds the kill on the Internet Hulk. Taimu's still alive for the moment, but Rogue so close to flipping that point. And with Tvik and the Nano Boost, they may be able to do it. There goes Coco. Mickey finally popped out of the suit. He delayed for so long. And with the barrage, Tvik should have the insurance needed to take it. Yeah, they will flip the point, get some percentage building for them.
Yeah, but Doa, they had to use so much. They didn't want to have to use that sound barrier, but Wins was hooked in by Taimu. Forced the sound barrier out, right? Early on in that fight. And then later on, they had to use the nano boost onto Tvik just to get enough damage to push them off. So Envy's going to come right back in with a lot of ults.
That's right, Nano Boost used on the Harry Hook again, and man, he has been doing a great job with that. Deadeye comes in. Will he find anything? Maybe. Not quite. Nothing at the end. Goes after Nox, but can't do it. Has to use a good old-fashioned left click. And man, who needs the Deadeye when everybody's dead normally? They're going to take the point right back, and they're at 90%, man. EnVyUs could take a lead in this series if they could just hold Rogue off.
This would be insane. Result
Whoa,
tonight.
kill on a Reinforce. AKM on his own on the point right now. And there's the overtime. Can EnVyUs do it? AKM staying alive. Barrage comes in.
Doesn't do anything.
Well, gets a kill here, but they need a bit more than that. Taimu now on the Tracer. Needed to get back to the point to try to keep it going. Rogue fighting. And will they be able to do it? Taimu with the kill onto Wins. Nano Boost used. Taimu with another one. Man, he's carrying on everything here. Coco has that nano boost on the Reinhardt, and they are pushing him back, but now AKM returning the favor. Oh, but he gets Ursula. There's the pin. He had the nano boost as well. And Mickey pops that Diva self-destruct, but Rogue may just barely have enough here to hold it. Harry Hook on his own, and that's going to be some serious split spawning now for EnVyUs.
Yeah, but they only have to buy a little bit of time, though. It looks like Mickey going to fall back, so they decided to give up this point.
Wow, so close. Rogue holding on.
Ooh, by a thread. They have only the Graviton Surge, so Harry going to be coming back into this next fight with the Deadeye, but they are a long way away from any, I think, more consequential ultimates.
Yeah, Wins has that Graviton Surge, though, as we can see. Oh, Pulse Bomb comes in from behind. Timer trying to get annoying there. There's the Graviton Surge. Rogue needs to capitalize on it. Can they do it? AKM with the kill on the chips. Harry Hook jumps down, gets one with the Deadeye. Oh, but he's taken out. Rogue fighting back, and they're up to 75% right now.
That's a big landing, the Helix rocket. So Envy, they got one last push in them as they start to respawn.
What a heartbreaker this would be if they fought this far but lost a tiebreaker.
I mean, Tavic's going to have a nano boosted attack visor. That's going to be really rough. They're too far away now from Mickey's ultimate to clear this out. Tavic.
They've got the sound barrier too. All right, there's the nano visor being activated, sound barrier to keep Tavic safe as he just dives towards EnVyUs. Having no trouble at all, gets a couple kills, gets two. You don't need to aim, man. It's a visor, tactical visor. And now back into overtime, this time for Rogue, and the kills are coming in. EnVyUs, that sound barrier was so late, nobody was alive. And Tavic with the super hard carry. I think he got all 6 at the end there. And Rogue takes the tiebreaker and takes Hanamura.
They needed that, Doa.
They
Rogue
really did.
Needed that. Now they put themselves in a position where they only have to win 1 out of the 2. It'll be payload next and a hybrid map after that.
Man,
and that's huge because this was the map. Again, the assault maps are their specialty. This is the one that they really had a huge advantage on, and losing this map would have been, I think, a disaster for them.
Yeah.
Now Envy, they've got to come up big. They've been great at these hybrid maps. They've been great at the payload maps.
You know, you kind of wonder, though, what would have, how things would have went if Tavic would have been playing that Soldier 76 early on. You know, I mean, with Rogue's stubbornness, keeping him on that Pharah, if they had swapped earlier, that might not have ended up as close as it did. One wonders.
Yeah, one does wonder. One does wonder, and it's, they fought themselves through to a preferable old situation.
Yeah.
And Tavic really showed up huge in that last fight. Obviously, the tac visor, the nano boost. Check this one out again.
We know which one this one is going to be. Yeah, Vic with the play of the game, of course. And
actually,
oh, it's actually not the end. All right, well, it's after actually the big attack visor play, or tactical visor play happened rather.
The problem there with Noah was the sound barrier didn't actually hit the Diva. Diva was not in line of sight on the other side.
I didn't quite see when Internet Hulk got that sound barrier at the end. He might have just got it.
I think he probably just got it.
Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna have to go to our 4th map now, and we'll see what EnVyUs elects to choose. They did win Dorado in the last match against Rogue way back when. Again, you know, doing pretty well on the payload maps.
Yeah,
overall.
Escort maps, pretty good for both these teams. It's like 9-2 for Rogue, 7-2 for Envy.
And Route 66 and Watchpoint Gibraltar are the choices. They're gonna go with Gibraltar.
It's 11-2 for Rogue, excuse me, not 9. But regardless, both teams have very high win rates on Escort overall.
All right. EnVyUs looking to tie up this series. Rogue, all they need is this win to move themselves onto the semifinals. This is do or die for EnVyUs. This could be the last map of the tournament for them.
Everything's on the line now. They've put up more of a fight than we thought they would today, Dom.
They have, yeah. Admirable performance with the sub. Let's see if they can keep it going as we move to Watchpoint Gibraltar. And here we are on Watchpoint Gibraltar, the not-so-secret Overwatch base.
Very obvious, in fact.
That's right. They're even launching things into space from there, so...
Yeah, Yeah, you think that maybe there'd be some airspace concerns if Overwatch, the organization that should be defunct, is like launching satellites. Maybe the world governments would intercept that, do something about it.
I mean, it's not like Gibraltar isn't a well-known place. It's a pretty popular shipping lane, so I think they would see a lot of things going on there, but, you know, who knows what the future is actually like.
Apparently they don't have radar anymore to detect satellite launches. That's what I'm learning.
Or eyeballs.
Tvik gonna be onto the Soldier again. Wins moving over to the Diva.
Yeah.
Great composition for controlling that high ground right here after car wash. Envy. I don't think they're gonna change. Well, they might go with the Soldier. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Soldier on this map. I mean, right away you have a lot of long firing lines to utilize. You can certainly get a lot of pushing done at that corner at the end of point A with the tactical visor. So, see what they can do. Harry Hook just firing away at the Reinhardt shield. That's another really big benefit of this Soldier 76 now, is that you do work your way through those Reinhardt shields really quick.
Yeah, you do. Well, perfectly mirrored comp stuff, interestingly enough.
That is interesting.
Don't see that too frequently.
Yeah.
Just looking for those hooks right now. Sleep dart. Slow push. Nobody's really going to fight until they...
Right about now.
Yeah, they get through car wash here.
And Harry Hook loading some damage on, only about 22% built. Meanwhile, the flank comes in from behind, reinforce all over EnVyUs as they have to back off just a bit. And shield getting low though, and there it does go down. Now
nice hook.
Trouble goes in with the hook. Well, goes in involuntarily with the hook. Mickey with the kill on the AKM as well. EnVyUs with a strong push coming in here, but Tvik could change that. I'm looking for that hook on the Soldier 76.
Yeah, that was actually up.
He's up there. Couldn't quite predict it.
All right,
Mickey's going to find him, yeah. Harry Hook, though, he's going to make it up to the high ground as well. And EnVyUs keeps pushing. There's a tactical visor. Oh, but Tvik blasts him with the nano boost immediately. And here's Rogue fighting back. EnVyUs forced into the corner. Defense Matrix coming in a little bit late. Nice right click onto Internet Hulk, and Rogue will hold for the moment.
Well, he got out-mind game there, Doa. Didn't realize that the nano boost was already in, and also Chips didn't have a line of sight to give the Soldier the nano boost in that room.
Yeah.
So he just immediately loses that duel.
Wow. Well, it was going so well, but EnVyUs has a chance to keep pushing here. They do have that nano boost available. Mickey's got his ultimate, and they don't need to push the payload very far, so maybe the self-destruct can do it. We'll see. All right, a Hook. Oh, actually, Hook brings Taimu down.
Ooh, not a
Turnabout's fair play, man, and they're actually going to go in with the charge. Harry Hook trying to fire away. They're going to use the self-destruct on the road side of things. Mickey does take out Tvik. Meanwhile, AKM finding the kills, gets two. Another hold for Rogue.
That's really huge, though. I mean, the nano boost came in there, but Mickey was on the high ground. It's just these engages have not been as crisp from Envy. That hook onto Taimu shut down the engage, and Envy's plan was to fly the nano boosted Diva up there to take care of Tvik on the high ground. But when one of your tanks dies and you end up in a 5v6 so quickly, this doesn't end well for you. Harry Hook back now with a quick tack visor here. Gets tagged by a biotic grenade.
Has to wait a little bit.
Have to wait for the field. And Rogue just constantly in this match with these ult advantages. Taimu's going to have to hit a hell of a hook here, I think, if they want to push this point.
Well, EnVyUs with a minute or so left on this push. There's a sound barrier from Rogue as they try to defend. AKM has a nano boost with that whole hog. EnVyUs having to back away already. Nice hook onto Harry Hook. And it looks like Rogue will continue to hold here. And now just a minute remains for EnVyUs as they try to put something together. Whoa, big deep dive actually. Coco comes in. And now Coco really comes in as AKM with another hook. As good as Taimu was on that Roadhog last map, AKM has kind of become that guy here on Gibraltar.
Yeah, he's been doing really well, but again, it's been a constant ult advantage for Rogue. One of those problems when you run these mirror compositions is that once the snowball starts, it's just so hard to stop because the enemy has all the same tools you do, but they have them faster and more frequently.
All right, and EnVyUs trying to make something happen again as they're going to push through the narrow corridor now. Harry Hook pops that tactical visor. They're going to have to wait, though. Mickey gets a kill onto Wins with the self-destruct. Harry Hook looking for a little bit more. Oh, but not finding anything on that one. EnVyUs still keeps the push going, though. The payload is moving. Taimu taking some damage, but Tvik has to back off once Mickey pops that defensive matrix.
Yeah, so
get the heal. Stays
close.
alive.
That was a good push that we saw. We really saw EnVy mixing it up right there. So their last couple of pushes have been on from the high ground. That time they go lower. They go through the doorway with the whole hog. Taimu focused down on the floor, though.
Oh, Rogue just going to try to hold right at the beginning, and they're going to be able to do it for the moment, but the respawn's so close that you do need to be very careful if you're taking up a defensive position here. Yeah, I like it. Just win the fight, back off to the shuttle, and here's where you're really tied to hold. But this is a tough one defensively.
Yeah, once they get positioned on top of shuttle, you try and hope that you push through past shuttle and don't give your enemy the opportunity to really take control of that high ground. Otherwise, it's a long way around. You have to see them walk through all these corridors. They have to go through, turn right, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's a very slow push, and that's going to make it even slower.
All right, D-Vault thrown in, just forcing EnVyUs back for the moment. Vic, though, sleep dart on him. Unco gets the kill onto Harry Hook. That's a big deal to lose that Soldier 76 so quickly. EnVyUs just trying to push, but it's so hard. It's just kind of a brawl right now, but Vic coming out ahead in a lot of these fights.
Yeah, it just forces the pushback yet again. Nice Diva ult there, divided them so that we saw the nano boosted Soldier able to stall out the rest of that push. Wins back on top of the shuttle now, and they're going to go low, but this gives Rogue a very good opportunity to just drop it. Why you typically try and take that high ground is that you don't want them dropping on you right here.
Well, that's exactly what Rogue's going to try to do. They pop the sound barrier. Tavik still up on the high ground, just firing away. EnVyUs has their own barrier to try to keep them alive. Chips high and gets a kill on the AKM. And that's a big deal to get that Roadhog out of the way. And Tavik forced to back away as Harry Hook really making things work here with the nano-boosted attack visor, tactical visor.
Yeah, and that's huge. Harry, too, coming back with the nano boost, firing through everybody. But again, Mickey has been doing a wonderful job of zoning out Tavik tonight. He has just been on Tavik duty this entire time, trying to contain him as best he can. And
that works.
Punish the drop. Nice charge. He charged him so that he wouldn't have the shield right there. Coco knocks him back, and that allows the finisher from the Diva ult.
All right, Tavik trying to find his own finisher with that nano boost, but he's kind of on his own here. Rogue taking up a point, or taking up a defense on the point, and now EnVyUs in a lot of trouble. Just 10 seconds left for them. They need to get back on this payload, and I don't know if they can do it.
I don't think they're going to be able to. I think it's a little bit too much. Taimu gets focused down, tac visor up for Tavik should he need it. Mickey's going to have to be a hero, but he has no ultimate. Just popped it, desuited, and dead.
Forces the overtime, but with the whole hog, nobody's getting anywhere close to that, and EnVyUs held to just 1 point on their offensive round, and that is really rough, man. All Rogue needs to do is get the payload just a little bit farther, and they'll win this series.
Yeah, that's should be pretty simple for Rogue, one would think.
Yep.
As they head on to the attack here, it's going to have to be a truly epic hold from EnVy, fighting an uphill battle with those mirror comps pretty much for the whole map.
This is their tournament on the line, and again, you really can't understate just how well these guys have played with the tough conditions that they've had coming into this quarterfinal match. But in the end, it looks like Rogue might just be that stronger team like we predicted, but they've got to get the payload that far to prove it.
It still has been a lot closer of an affair. I mean, sending
really
two of those maps into sudden death, especially Assault, was a surprise.
Yeah.
I expected that big Rogue stomp on Assault. And EnVy, it just, you can tell that they're struggling. They had a huge advantage on King's Row with over 3 minutes and 20 seconds to push that single point after forcing the third point into OT. Couldn't get their coordination together on the attack. And that's probably a map that should not have gone to sudden death in the first place.
I mean, you look at how long Mickey's been holding on to those self-destructs on Diva, too, and you can really see where the coordination is kind of lacking. A couple of those fights, it's like, come on, man, just use it. But
well, a couple of those fights, he hasn't been able to use it. I mean, credit to Rogue. They're focusing down the Diva suit so fast that he just doesn't. He simply has no opportunity to get into position to use that self-destructor. He's frozen in a blizzard or what have you, because they know it's up and they're trying to shut it down.
Sure. Well, we'll see if EnVyUs can hold here. It's going to be tough, though. They need basically a full hold.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask right now. And Rogue back onto dive. If not, we'll be running the Genji again. AKM switching it up, going for the Soldier this time around.
Yep.
And EnVy.
Well, they've really liked running Tavik on that Genji, and so they're going to be doing that again on their offensive round here. It's tough, though. We haven't seen Tavik find a whole lot of success on this hero tonight.
Yeah, 4 tank too.
Yep.
On the side of EnVy, and they have that upper ledge mobility.
Yeah, just that solo healer in Ana. Of course, you know, Harry Hook does provide some off healing with the biotic field.
Yeah, it's interesting the Internet Hulk has gone back to the Winston now.
Yeah. Well, this is their turn on the line now, but there goes Taimu. Mickey gets a couple kills, and EnVyUs holding for the moment. AKM has to back away. Building his ult, he's about halfway there now. Internet Hulk finds a kill to reinforce. But yeah, they need to hold. They need to hold really hard right here, right now.
Well, that's the start of it, though. They're doing a nice job on the defense of making sure they control the high ground. Mickey and Internet Hulk, king of the hill right now.
I like the swap for Internet Hulk back onto the Winston. I mean, you know, again, they have that off healing with the Soldier 76, and you know, why not put Internet Hulk on his best hero? It's do or die. You got to make something happen. So this is it.
Well,
Vic with the kill to here. He gets to the back line. Gets chips high, and now he receives a nano boost. And going after Mickey, who's nano boosted on that Diva right now. Taimu finally takes him out.
But Taimu lived with barely out any HP. He's going to be able to fall back and actually heal up. Taimu actually picks off Unko too, who's standing at the front of server. And now AKM firing desperately into that defensive matrix, but Mickey, barely. Yeah, doesn't turn the corner in time. Gonna stand there with his bunny blaster and see if he can get some damage down. Now the swaps.
Yeah, and that oh, never mind.
No,
I was gonna say, oh, never mind. Yeah, Tvik did go down, but
yeah, Tvik also gonna get the swap over onto the Tracer now. Even though he did have a bit of, now he's back onto the Genji. Interesting. AKM peeking over, see if he can get some of those. Wow, you have to be careful against the Ana and the Soldier like that. Attack Visor's up. Nothing really to combo it with.
this is push. It's attack visor. EnVyUs immediately sends Primal Raging Winston right on top of him, and that's why you put Internet Hulk on that Winston as soon as that tactical visor went off. He was all over AKM. Meanwhile, though, reinforce of the big Earth Shatter, going to be the default right away, though. And that's going to buy some time for EnVyUs, still holding this payload.
That was a bit desperate, though. I think you could save the Diva ult right there. Go ahead and let yourself be desuited. You had already won the front side of that fight, and have a panic, and Harry cleaning everybody up now.
Yeah, Taimu and Harry Hook. And EnVyUs holds, and now just less than a minute remaining for Rogue. They've got a couple ults coming up soon. They're going to have the Nano Blade pretty quick, and Nox does have the sound barrier, so they've got potentially a strong push, but EnVyUs has been doing great.
Why Wins just flipped over to the Zarya is because they want to, they're going for the big combo. They want Zarya's shield the Genji with a nano boost on him, so it's all in. Tvik has to make this work right now, Noah. All eggs are in the Tvik nano boost basket.
Yep. Waiting for that nano boost. Here we go. Vic coming in, pulls out the Dragon Blade. It's nano boost. Oh, taken out immediately though. Taimu with one. Big sound barrier onto Rogue though. They need to keep this push going. Internet Hulk though received the nano boost, and he was ready for that Genji. They were so ready, and that's the push, just stuff for Rogue. Unko though saving that nano boost for now. Internet Hulk with the kills, and EnVyUs. Oh, that's only a couple seconds left. They might be able to take this map. Can they get to the payload? There's overtime. Maybe Rogue can do it, but no, they've lost too many people. EnVyUs might be able to hold here. Mickey charging forward. There goes overtime. Hard to see with the sun in my eyes, but that's it. EnVyUs actually takes Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Wow, Doa. Pretty convincing, too. Full hold on Watchpoint Gibraltar. They pull it off. Wow. Great high ground control there. Internet Hulk switching back to the Winston. And we've seen, of course, EnVy do this multiple times where we say that, okay, Soldier's the off healer. You run the Roadhog who can heal himself. Sometimes they do it with the Mei who can also shift into that ice block to get some healing done as well. But that was a huge tank line, and the high ground control, excellent there. Also, you could tell EnVy was ready for that all in. And the Zarya shield didn't come down onto the Genji when that engage went through on the nano boost. And I thought that's why they flipped over to the Zarya. Maybe not in line of sight. It was difficult to tell where Wins was. But because no Zarya shield, the whole hog and nano boosted Winston composition instantly, just insta-gift him basically. Taimu, so ready for that. Yep. Nicely done.
Love putting Internet Hulk back on the Winston. I mean, he looked so comfortable on that. And it was a really good answer to both Tvik's Genji and AKM Soldier 76. It's hard to survive the dive.
All comes down to Hybrid, though, and we look at those records. Hybrid is Rogue's weakest map type. They are, and of course, they're still very good on it. 15 wins, 10 losses, and 2 ties. But that, I would be a little bit worried right now if I was a Rogue fan.
Man, what a massive upset it would be, too, for Rogue at their full strength here, losing to EnVyUs with a sub that they've only practiced with for a couple days, and having to kind of shuffle around their positions. You do not want to lose this match if you're Rogue. And the fact that it's even gone this far is pretty incredible.
I'm impressed with the way EnVy's been playing under these conditions.
Yeah, they've been looking great. And Mickey, I mean, tons of credit to this guy. I mean, yeah, maybe he's been having a little bit of trouble with coordination, but on an individual level, he has been doing work on this diva.
Well, I like the strategy coming in. They say, your job is to get all over to Vic all the time, get in his face, make his life a living hell, and if you can shut down their best player with a substitute player who might not be integrated, sure. I mean, Tivik has found great ways to deal damage and show us why he's this incredible superstar Overwatch player, but still, it's been interesting to see that diva do so much work for EnVy.
All right, let's see where we're going to go. Eichenwald or Hollywood are the choices, and it will be the choice of Rogue, and they'll go with Eichenwald.
Intriguing.
Okay, yeah. And this is going to be the last map for one of these teams in this tournament, Rogue or EnVyUs. One of them going to the semifinals, one of them going home. And coming into this one, on paper, Rogue had everything going for them, but they are tied up 2-2 against EnVyUs with a sub.
Absolutely. It's been rough for them, but EnVy overcoming quite a few odds to even make it this far, and one more map win, we'll see them in the semifinals.
And we are ready to go to Eichenwald. Do or die time for both Rogue and EnVyUs. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Let's get in the game and see who takes it. Welcome to Eichenwald, where the stakes could not be higher for both of our teams here in this best of 5. Rogue and EnVyUs both fighting for their spot in the semifinals and fighting to stay alive in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm curious if we're actually going to see this Mercy that Arco is on right now. Mercy,
I wonder.
Certainly something we've seen more since her buffs, and especially the Pharah buffs too in conjunction.
Yeah. Rogue will be on the attack first in the red, and yeah, we may see the Pharmacy coming out. AKM on the Pharah, Unco on the Mercy. We'll see if they stick with it. Meanwhile, EnVyUs, the great defensive composition, pretty much what you'd expect to see on this. And of course, Taimu on that Roadhog. Just incredible individual play from him on Hanamura, and if he can recreate that level of play here, I think EnVyUs could hold for quite a while.
Yeah, Internet Hulk back on the Lucio, at least for now. So not going to be running with a single support composition. And no McCree. McCree would probably be better against what Rogue has, the Pharah, Mercy, and Genji. Of course, blind, and they're not going to know that.
AKM going high. EnVyUs backing up, playing it very safe right off the bat. AKM looking for more hits on the point. Needs to be careful of Jim Cyan on that Ana there. Looking for him. Can't quite find him.
Time already got reinforced.
Track him down, yeah. Kill for reinforced. There goes AKM. Good hold for EnVyUs so far. They are playing this so safe, though. Vic on the Genji, trying to make way for the rest of his team to come in and try to do something, but no. Nothing working, and EnVyUs holds for now.
Huge hold there. Reinforced died. And again, Envy has adapted to the way that Rogue has been engaging over the course of this series. Reinforce, it's always been about Reinforce. Zarya level goes on to him. He gets into the middle of the team, puts down the barrier, splits up the team, and then they pick somebody off. But now Envy, they're more clustered than they were at the start of this best of 5. They're starting to fall back more as a unit, and those opportunities are now just turning into, but like blasts to the face from a Roadhog at point blank range.
Well, as Winston dives in, AKM looks for some kills on the support, but he gets killed himself. Taimu with another hook onto Wins. Taimu so good on this Roadhog. Tavik, though, pulls out the Dragon Blade. getting a little bit of revenge, maybe, just maybe. No, can't quite find it. Trying to get on the point, just being annoying on the Genji. Sound barrier comes in for EnVyUs, though.
Yeah, picking up more kills now. However, Coco, the last one remaining on the point, he's going to fall. Mickey comes back, zooming in, and Harry has respawned. Nice shot
AKM
there on
though.
the Internet Hulk. So AKM actually able to clean this one up, but Mickey's still a thorn in his side.
Oh, nice! He chases him into the air, and they will continue to try to hold, but now Rogue able to finally, well, I don't know, Mickey's still there, man. He's going to use the self-destruct. Can he actually live? Yeah, that gives enough time for Coco to get back on the point, and Big Earthshatter comes in, and now the whole hog pushing EnVyUs back again. They only get the one tick, and EnVyUs, they may just hold here. There goes Wins, and wow, that was so close, but Rogue has to regroup.
Yeah, and Rogue, they used the Zarya ultimate in the doorway because Harry Hook was ulting inside of one of the buildings just to try and stick him there, but he still managed to get quite a few shots off, and Taimu really holding on once again. Now, Barrage is available. They're going to be moving pretty quickly here, and Unko getting decently close to the res. They're going to have to charge that one up a little bit more, but if they take some poke and just allow that Mercy to get some healing done, might be able to use it. Barrage.
Yeah, Barrage, they're going to jump up and try to handle him just high and takes him down. Meanwhile, Tavik with the Dragon Blade going after Taimu, gets hooked. He's got the sound barrier to stay alive, though. Pops a reflect immediately, and Taimu cannot survive that one. Rogue doesn't lose anybody just yet. EnVyUs, though, the defense finally cracking, and they will lose point A.
Now, lots of ults committed, though. They don't want to come back. They're going to know Unko has res. And that would just be a losing endeavor for them. Harry Hook has an opportunity to retake the high ground here and try and use the tactical visor to clear out the ranks of Rogue, who are really, I mean, look at this, they're running on empty when it comes to their ult economy right now. They had to just throw everything at that final push. So frankly, it was a good hold for Envy right there. They burned a lot of time off the clock.
They did fantastic, man. I mean, they held it for a long time, but Rogue, finally just a bit too strong. Coming through now, Taimu takes a nap here. Harry Hook, though, he's got that tac visor, of course. Up on the high ground, he's going to go ahead and use it. He's got the nano boost going in for the supports in the back. Takes out Tavik. Ooh, there's a little bit more. Unko goes down, and Harry Hook, nobody's stopping this guy at the moment. Yeah, finally, maybe finding Lucio. It's hard to get him. He gets behind the Reinhardt shield, but Taimu takes out an AKM, though. Ooh,
oh, that's actually a big kill.
Bit too far forward for Tavik there.
Yeah, wow. Ooh, that's a big kill. Harry not being able to be on the defense is going to lead to a lot of free pushing here for Rogue.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, it went a tad too far. Coco gets onto the high ground. Harry Hook going to pick up Unko somehow.
Yeah, I think just the right click kind of traveling through space may have eventually found him. Oh, Taimu picks up a Reinhardt. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Harry Hook trying to pin Rogue in position here, and he's doing an okay job of it so far as he rushes towards the high ground.
And they lost to Lucio, so trading 1 for 1.
Yep.
Not the worst thing in the world for EnVyUs. 145 remaining, and they have the self-destruct. Harry nearly there with another tac visor. Tavik. It's all going to come down to the nano boost and the tac visor used by Rogue. That's going to be their big pushing tool right now.
Okay, they see them working their way up to the high ground here. Rogue trying to move up through the castle. And they're going to try to just make a play on the EnVyUs right here. They pull in Taimu, they take him down. Unko did go down the back lines. Oh, Reinforce tries to push right Mickey, but Mickey gets 4! He gets 4 with the self-destruct!
Oh, my
the Diva delivery service! Whoopsie.
Wow. So right there, Rogue, they get the initial pick onto Taimu. They manage to hook him in. Watch that. But then, oh man, they don't see it coming at all after that. They all hard commit in what they think is a 6v5, but Mickey just delivers a huge self-destruct into the line.
It really does, but the push still continues. Rogue right back at it, trying to get Force off the high ground. Reinforce actually got bumped off into the pit by Mickey, and Taimu picks up a kill himself. Rogue kind of stalled out, man. That was a heartbreaking push they just lost. You do not see Diva get 4 kills at the Ultimate Pro play very often.
Wow. And that was so huge because, you know what, Doa? It allowed Envy to get their own nano boost up when they were behind on that ability. Now they can match nano tac visors. And this is going to be tough. Chips is going to come up in just a second, so there's a small window here for Rogue. They're going to...
Oh, that's a very small window, man. They've got just about 15 seconds left.
Harry finds
Hook.
Tavik!
Wow, Tavik gone, and so no tack
That
visor
was
coming in on the side of Rogue.
Ballsy.
That's the end of their push, though, man. What a hero play for Tavik on EnVyUs.
So Chips was down, and they knew that it was going to be a situation where the tack visor on Nano Boost were going to come up first for Rogue.
Well,
so you know what? Harry just says, screw this. I'm just going to assassinate him with my tack visor in the back line.
Well, Earthshatter, big response here. EnVyUs in trouble. Big pin coming in from Reinforce. Maybe they're not dead quite yet. Rogue looking for a few more kills. They're on the payload here. Tavik back in action, and wow, close call, but Rogue keeps the payload going. They're in overtime, though.
Yeah, had to use the tack visor. Unko was dead at the start of that fight. However, is there going to be a defense here from Envy? Are they going to try and hold? Are they going to take the risk? I think they are. I think they are.
Going in there, yeah, but the hook
picks
Chips. How in the world did he get so far forward? Sound barrier coming in, though. EnVyUs got to work with what they got. There's another ultimate coming in for the Diva, and Mickey picks off Reinforce, and it looks like EnVyUs holds. They keep Rogue to just 1 point, and that is huge, man.
Wow.
EnVyUs with a great opportunity to win this series.
Really wonderful from Envy there at the end. Again, I particularly like what happened with Harry Hook's decision to go deep onto Tavik.
Yeah.
Just to avoid that big wipe situation. Yeah, Tavik managed to respawn and push it back, but they can't get it to the end of the second point. And Envy has a huge, huge opportunity to pull off a stunning upset of Rogue in the quarterfinals of Apex.
Well, in the end, Tavik decides when the chips are down, quite literally, it's time to just go all in.
That's right, when the chips are down, Harry Hook goes in.
It just goes in, yeah.
He's all in.
Yep.
Wow, that's a great analogy, Doug. Great analogy right there. And Envy appearing as though they're just going to keep things exactly the same. Rogue on the defense, Tavik on the Pharah, and they're going to stick with it. Pharah Mercy yet again. Same composition that we saw from them, except AKM is going to be on the Roadhog on defense.
All right. Well, Envy has basically got to get 2 points. They've pretty much got to push the payload all the way to the game.
Yeah. All intents and purposes, they do.
Yep.
Harry Hook looking like he may be playing the Reaper. Reaper would be excellent against the Roadhog, but they don't have a long-range hit scan right now. Taimu basically has to hit that hook onto the Pharah. They will not be expecting a Pharah on point A defense here. That's not common.
Yeah. EnVyUs' comp is interesting too in that they don't have a lot of pushing, really. They don't have a lot of siege. They're going to try to just probably bull rush their way in there, I suppose.
Yeah, they've got a lot of basically single target damage.
Yeah.
Big potential. So Envy, I think, Harry's actually, they're going to go to the lane, not the Tracer.
Yep.
Now, if Tavik gets hooked, that's going to be huge. But otherwise, Tavik is going to have a pretty easy time. They're going to see the rockets coming in, so they know it's there. Are they going to swap? No.
Well, they've got the Super Shield, Defense Matrix plus the Reinhardt barrier, so they can keep pushing forward here, and they're going to just try to sneak around to the left side. Rogue moving accordingly. And Tavik, yeah, they're going to be a little bit worried now, seeing that Mickey just firing away. He's got to get up close, man. And, all right, well, that's brave. They're certainly distracting there. He's going to get popped out of the suit. The rest of the team trying to come in now. Mickey staying alive with the Bunny Blaster. Wow. Tavik looking for a kill. Still alive for the moment. Harry Hook, though, the first one to claim first blood here in this match. Rogue losing 3, and EnVyUs pushing very strongly here. They've got to get that. They've got to get that Mercy up fast. Unko very close to it, but it's going to be a little bit too late.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be too late for at least this push, Noah. But look at this. There's just nothing they can do about this far, except for that. I guess shoot him out of the sky with Internet Hulk on the Lucio. But it bought time, though. It bought time.
Yeah, Rogue gets back on the point right now, and it looks like they might be able to just barely hold it. It's close, though. Taimu now in the Tracer, trying to just get back there as fast as he can and hard carry. Rogue still just funneling in one by one, and this is going to be potentially, probably, a pretty quick point A take by EnVyUs.
Nice res.
Oh, big res comes in, though. Mickey pops the Diva ultimate. There's a sound barrier as well as EnVyUs tries to stay alive on the point. They didn't want to use the ult at this point, but they just want to take it. Wow, Death Blossom used as well. And there we go. That's going to do it. The payload will start rolling, and EnVyUs has a lot of time to push this thing.
Yeah, they do. Taimu still going to maintain his position on the Tracer for now. Remember, Tailspin was usually the Tracer player on this team before he dropped out. And they're going to keep pushing. Harry Hook sticking to the Reaper for the time being. Tvik now making that change. Soldier so excellent on this second point with the pretty extreme high ground advantage that you've got here in the castle.
Reinforce. Okay, everybody jumping down now, I guess. Hook comes from behind, going after Reinforce now. There's the pin. Has to go Wraith for him here. EnVyUs still pushing this payload for the moment. It is contested, though.
Yeah.
Reinforce very, very low. Mickey gets a kill into Unko in the back lines. Wins. Goes ahead. Comes in, pops that Graviton Surge. EnVyUs push back for the moment.
Yeah, Mickey gonna go ahead and get desuited and die, but they haven't done anything about Harry or Taibu, who are just running around the periphery that entire fight, picking up all of the kills.
Yeah.
And Rogue dumped a lot of ults into that Doa. They dumped a lot.
Yes, they did.
The Graviton Surge not effective. Mickey getting scarily close to another self-destruct here, and that's a problem because it's just a tool to keep the payload moving, right? And when you have this much time and you don't have to push it very far, it gets concerning, and Harry Hook has found an angle.
Yeah, well, he's going to dive off as soon as he's spotted here. Has to play it safe, does not want to die here. As EnVyUs pushing to win this match. And the sound barrier not used yet. Nox doesn't have it. Mickey gets another 3!
Huge.
Are you kidding me? How does he do it? How does he do it with this D.Va?
Wow, they just keep separating the Reinhardt. There's no Reinhardt shield. Tvik just gets his entire tac visor eaten by the defense matrix. And now Harry, he's setting up. He's going to try and push this. Rogue has to go in right now.
Okay, sound barrier comes in. Harry Hook drops down. He gets left. He could be in trouble here.
Death Blossom.
Backs back up. There's a Death Blossom, and it could be the death of Rogue in this tournament. They do get a few kills, but is it enough? Harry Hook, that nano boosted D.Va not standing up to him, and Rogue losing everyone. There's the payload, and EnVyUs, they will win this match and go to the semifinals. Are you kidding me?
What a stunning upset for EnVyUs.
Wow.
Amazing that they could come in here and take this series. Went all 5 games, and it certainly delivered, but man, Mickey's D.Va at the end there, the huge self-destruct kills, incredible stuff, and Envy. Wow, just what do you say? That's a heartbreaker for Rogue for sure.
Really
they picked
is.
Envy. They said, we know you're having those visa problems. We know you're #1 in an A, but it's not going to mean much here, and Rogue will fall in quarters.
Yeah, well, they're #1 in this quarterfinal match, that's for sure. And man, mad props to Mickey. Great D.Va play, and they played around him so well, too. Again, you know, if you go back and watch those fights, they were so ready to remove the opposing Reinhardt from the equation to enable those huge self-destruct kills. And man, if you're Rogue, you haven't dropped a single map all tournament until right now. You lose in the quarterfinals. EnVyUs moves on, and the way these guys have been playing, the adaptability that they showed, the kind of perseverance in the face of a really tough situation coming to this quarterfinals. What a great series. It was a close series.
Wonderful.
But EnVyUs coming out on top.
Yeah, really wonderful. Shout out to Taibu, too, for those amazing Roadhog hooks and being, wow, just carrying at times in some of those maps in a huge way. Tough for Rogue. They've had many wins. They won at APAC in China. They will not be winning here in Seoul, South Korea, and that means Envy moves one step closer to the prize, and we get to find out who their opponent is next, Doa. Kongdu Uncia versus Lunatic High.
No surprise here, man. I mean, which one's going to be? Probably the 4-kill, yeah. Here we go coming in, and watch where the Reinhardt goes, man. Earthshatter knocks him out, and so that's go time for the ult.
What happened was he came in, and Reinforce turned around to block the self-destruct, and when he did that, he opened up that Earthshatter because he was mispositioned. He didn't have a choice. It was to get hit by Earthshatter or get hit by D.Va ult. Really well executed there, and you can't really blame Reinforce for that because he didn't have a good decision to make right there.
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, yeah, you have to try to block that self-destruct, but in order to do that, you have to turn and expose yourself to other dangers. So it was just an extremely good play from EnVyUs, and they are going to the semifinals. But yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to have Lunatic High taking on Kongdu Uncia in our next best of 5, and that's going to be an awesome match as well. Uncia has been getting a lot better every single time we played him, and at this point, who knows what our semifinal is going to be.
Absolutely.